Come on in, we'll get started in just a minute or two. This is a double-linked panel, which means we can take our time. But also we needed to get an extension cord so that some of our artists could engage in their art, which frightens me, in fact, that they need an extension cord. Because as usual, I have no idea what they have planned. Yeah, there is planning.
There's so much planning.
I did so much.
We have so much planning going on.
So much planning.
So much planning.
Planning all the plans. But we're just waiting for an extension cord. Hi, Dawn.
Hi, Tim.
We're just going to riff for a little bit because technically the panel is started. So
Yep.
we want you to get your membership's worth out of this panel. So this is Art Impossible. My name is Tim Wick. And this, of course, is my fabulous co-host, Dawn Krosnowski.
Dawn Krosnowski, hello everybody. This panel, like Tim said, is a double panel, so feel free to get up and move around.
Yes.
Like, you don't have to stick around for the entire thing. Go get like beverages, come back, get snacks, come back. Or...
The bulk of this panel is me and Dawn trying to be interesting while the artists are working. And it's Dawn's birthday,
Yeah, it's
so...
my birthday, so...
It happens every year in the middle of CONvergence, unless CONvergence is happening in August.
Yes, the last time it was my birthday at CONvergence, I was 42, which also felt appropriate. Like, I've got my 42th birthday at CONvergence. Hello.
The answer to life, the universe, and everything.
So instead of doing something fun for your birthday, you're at CONvergence.
Oh, I was about to say I'm stuck here at Art Impossible. It's the best place to have a birthday. It really is.
I wouldn't know.
It was the best place just 5 days out of the year, no matter what. I mean, birthday is just super max place.
I get to have my birthday in the middle of the Renaissance Festival. Boo!
Ooh.
Boo! Can we trade like 1 year?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, you can have your birthday in the middle of the festival and I'll have my birthday here.
Okay.
Yeah, high five.
High five.
High five.
Yeah.
Still waiting on that extension cord.
It's a turmeric chai. I don't know if anyone has, like, the little coffee place around the corner. It has the most amazing chais that they're super yummy. And this one's a turmeric one. It's really good, but it's too hot to drink.
It's all right. We're going to be here a while. It probably. Oh, look, somebody's waving at you. I don't think they're waving at me. I don't know. Maybe they're waving.
I don't think they're waving at me either.
I'm going to introduce our artists, but I want to wait until our artists actually can engage in their artistic whatever the hell you're doing. Because so we're just waiting on that extension cord, which is coming. I'm assured. My wife is very good at these sorts of things. She usually has at least 5 extension cords.
In her purse. Once a techie, always a techie. A technician, always a technician.
Yeah.
So.
We can kill time by singing Happy Birthday.
You could kill time by singing Happy Birthday. Would you like to? Yeah. All right, everybody. Let's sing Happy Birthday to Dawn. Here we go. Happy birthday to you.
Please sing it as badly as possible. Sing-along.
Do you want the Drake's birthday song? Yeah. We have our own version?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Okay, so
it gets to the point.
Do you want mine?
Yeah.
This is an even shorter song.
Christopher Jones, everybody.
I do like, Tim, how we've separated out our artists more physically.
Yeah.
Especially after last year's
Last year was kind of
brawl.
cramped. Last year was
The
kind of
art
cramped.
brawl.
Yeah, but this
Stealing
year,
each other's pencils.
sadly, Lou Frank, who's been with us virtually every year of Art Impossible, is not able to make it this year.
Yeah.
So we have more space for our artists, so they've got a little more elbow room to spread out.
Yeah, we
so.
expect a bigger art.
But that's all right. They're gonna. I don't know.
Oh, we love tiny art.
I just watched to see if I get a text from Pat going, extension cord? Where are the extension cords? And I'm gonna be like, You're the one that brings them all.
Do you want me to go to main stage?
No, she's in our room. These are personal extension cords.
Whoa, too much info.
Yeah. On the 4th floor. It's not far. It's not far.
Aren't you might have extension
Do you want me
Well, I
to
don't-
PAs this panel? Would you
Well,
like me to go?
the point is, Pat is already running to get it, and I don't want her to show up and have me go, oh, it's all right, we got it.
That would be funny though.
It would be funny to you, but I have to live with her. So I don't think it's nearly as funny.
Other artists should draw Pat running by with an extension cord.
They're not ready yet. So what's going to happen is Dawn and I, as your hosts, are going to issue challenges over the next 2 hours or so to our artists. And we'll give them a certain amount of time to complete those challenges. And then they will reveal their art to you. And that art will become available at the art auction later this evening.
Not ours.
Not our
Some of that
experimental
art
art, apparently.
will be available to benefit GPS. So you've been on. You'll be bidding on the portfolio of art produced by these artists. And I guess I'll start introducing them. Maybe I'm just,
Yeah, what a good idea.
So we'll start on the side where they can actually do something right now. And Danielle Pebbles has been with us for a long time.
Yay!
But I think it's been like, you haven't been here since 2019, right?
So I'm about to hit 40, and I've been here since almost, I think the first year I was drinking.
Oh, what?
Yeah. We were trying to figure out how long I've been coming to CONvergence and doing this.
Yeah,
So is it like 12 years?
it could be.
Yeah.
Like
But-
12 years is what we're
But
doing.
I don't think we've had you back since the pandemic.
No, it was a little hard for me to come with COVID.
Fair enough. But we're really happy to have Danielle back. You're gonna love her work. It's fantastic.
Can everybody say hello to my new baby Sloan in the back? See the woman with the ears?
Hello, new baby Sloan.
So that's baby Sloan in the back, sleeping.
Oh.
Stay asleep, baby.
Sloan is not one of the items that will be available in the art auction later this evening.
Depends on the price.
Unless there's the drawing of Pat running with an extension cord.
The
Hold it up in
likeness
front of
is
that camera there,
amazing.
Chris.
It's just incredible.
That's good.
Lackluster.
Next to Danielle is somebody who has been around the convention longer than almost anybody in this room except me. That's right, is the individual who created Connie, one of the founding members of the board of directors of CONvergence, Mr. Christopher Jones. And one of our newest members of our Art Impossible family, this is their second time drawing for us this year. It's Lauren Addy. And also making their triumphant return since the pandemic. This is their first time back. They are our agents of chaos, as evidenced by the fact that we can't start because they didn't bring an extension cord. It's Melissa Kaercher and Jerry Belich, and here comes Pebbles with an extension cord! Now, they're called our agents of chaos because they engage in art in a different medium every year. And the one thing they will not do is tell me what their medium is. But what I know is their medium required a griddle. So, Melissa and or Jerry, could you tell us what your medium is for this year?
Pancakes.
Did you bring syrup?
No. I don't think these are recommended to be eaten. Oh, someone here will eat them.
I was really hoping we could raise money for GPS by every time auctioning off the pancake. Your opportunity to eat the art that is produced. But apparently, you should not do that.
Just do the bidding before it starts.
But I will allow, if you're like, I want to eat that pancake, it probably won't kill you.
As long as you say it into the camera that you're willingly eating this pancake,
Yeah.
it probably won't kill you.
Maybe
100% paste.
oh look,
Wait.
13 or 11.
Is that your constitution save against the pancakes?
I I think I'd be fine. I think I'd be fine. Except I'm a diabetic and that's super carborific, so maybe
There's
not.
no syrup, it'll be okay.
All right, so artists, we need to do our now that the griddle is working, we're going to do our first challenge. It's going to be a short challenge. We'll start with a 10-minute challenge, and I feel like because it's Dawn's birthday, we need to do a Dawn's birthday challenge. And what we're going to do is I would like you to draw a CONvergence birthday cake.
Oh yeah, what a great idea.
Not specifically for Dawn. Not specifically. I mean, it's Connie's birthday. Maybe it should be Connie's birthday cake. I think we need
Connie's
Connie's.
23, isn't she?
Well, whatever.
I think she's 23.
This is. I mean, 24.
24. I don't know.
She would have,
Thank you, Kat.
she was part of the pre-anniversary, so she was 1 at CONvergence 1 in 1999.
Okay.
So do the math from there.
So I know
She's
that
24 as well.
I know that this is would be the 24th CONvergence had one happened in 2020 because CONvergence is 1 year older than our son that Pat was pregnant with at CONvergence 1999. So, but we don't know whether there was an online CONvergence. So I don't know whether this is the 23rd or the 24th CONvergence, but it doesn't matter for Connie because she still had a birthday.
Yeah, she still had a birthday. She celebrated it.
Yeah.
By herself.
By herself.
She was isolating, obviously.
Yes, yeah.
It's okay, it's okay.
Yeah, social isolation with Connie Mark II, which had to be
Birthday
awful.
Right.
Cyber-organisms can do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that would make Connie 24. Connie is 24.
That's 24.
I like that.
All right, so-
Are you starting the timer, or are we going to have someone in the audience start the timer? Because we are notoriously bad at starting
I'm looking at the time.
Oh.
All right, so the time is 3:41. So that means at 3:51, in theory, they should be done drawing or
So go start.
cooking. Is 10 minutes enough time to cook a pancake? I don't even know.
I think so.
All right, we're going to find out.
They can go last.
All right.
They have to.
We're making this up as we go along.
Yeah, and since you got 10 minutes, and I don't know how fast it's going to be, if you've got time, you could include an ideal CONvergence birthday present.
Oh.
Yeah, like if you were at CONvergence, what's the best birthday present somebody could give you?
I got a not knife already.
You got a knot knife?
It's not a knife. I'll show you.
Because if it was a knife, it would have to be piece bonded.
Exactly.
But this apparently does not.
Betrayed you. I got this this is such a cool present. It's a letter opener that's not a knife.
That's a ladder.
But it's got dice on it. Isn't that cool? This is in the merch area. Yeah, it's got a whole set of dice, just in case. I need to, I don't know, maybe I'm opening up my taxes with this, and I need to roll my die and see how well I'm doing, I guess. But isn't that neato? Not a knife.
Not a knife. So I feel like this gives us something to talk about for the next 10 minutes or 8 minutes or however much time we have left. How about asking our audience, what's the coolest birthday present you ever received?
The worst birthday present?
The coolest birthday present. Oh, somebody in the front row already has an answer. What's your answer?
Well, today is also my birthday.
Today is also your birthday. Wow.
And my wife made me a bean dragon from the bunny picnic.
A beaded dragon from
No,
the
a bean dragon.
bean dragon
From the bunny picnic.
from the bunny
From
picnic.
Jim Henson's The Bunny Picnic.
From Jim Henson's The Bunny, and he's dead, so he couldn't have made it for you.
No, but they did.
Yeah. So your wife made that for you.
Yes.
For your birthday today.
Yes.
Your birthday's today!
Yeah.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday! It's a great place to have a birthday, isn't it?
Yeah. July, not 4th. All right. Coolest birthday present or best, neatest, whatever you want to say.
Super Nintendo.
A Super Nintendo.
Oh, that's a great present.
Super Nintendo. Yeah. That is a pretty good birthday present. Yeah. Right.
My birthday is all here this weekend, so my friend bought me tickets here to go to CONvergence.
Oh, you got tickets to go to CONvergence for your birthday.
That's fabulous.
That's great. Everybody whose birthday is this weekend should get tickets to go to CONvergence for their birthday.
Then you can get a ticket for your CONvergence birthday next year.
Next year,
since
because
we're
it'll be my birthday.
Yeah.
Yay!
It'll be
I'm
fun.
gonna have to try and explain this to my friends later. Yes, in the back.
Life-size Jack Sparrow.
A life-size Jack
Are
Sparrow?
you serious?
Why didn't they just give you Johnny Depp? No, we know why. We know why. Wow.
Is it a printout? Okay, thank you. I'm gonna have some questions.
I was hoping it was like a wax museum.
That's what I was thinking it was
like
gonna be.
wax replica of Jack Sparrow.
I'm like, ooh.
That'd be kind of cool. All right, other very cool birthday presents. Yes, yeah.
My partner tracked down a brand of childhood cookies that I had not had in like 15 years and had them shipped to another country. So I
Wow.
got a box of cookies. My birthday is the best gift I've ever gotten.
So a box of cookies that you love from your childhood that you had not had in 15 years. Would you mind sharing with us what kind of cookies they are?
They are very similar to marshmallow wagon wheels, if you're familiar with those. They're called Wick, and they're only made in Canada from like July to October or something like that.
I'm very familiar with wagon wheels. Never mind, that was a dregs joke. Sorry. It's-
But it's only made in Canada, so that means like Kinder eggs. Does anyone
So
know
what was the
Kinder eggs
exchange
are?
rate?
And like how you can't get Kinder eggs here in the United States, like the real ones. So we go to Canada and we like go to Walmart and we'll just buy racks of Kinder eggs. And then people are like, why do you want this? It's like,
All right, just have about 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
like Americans are too stupid not to eat the plastics inside. I mean, it's like, I don't understand.
That's why. It's why they don't let us have them in America.
I know.
Because kids swallow the crap in the. I bet it was mostly adults.
Well,
I bet it
it's
was-
inside a big plastic thing. What's up?
People were
It
putting.
said it's not individually wrapped in a sanitary, food safe, specific thing.
Lame.
Inspection of plastic.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was because we're dumb.
Well, no, I mean it is because we're dumb. It's like it's like I've got an idea. Let's protect kids from this plastic thing inside this egg, and we don't give a crap about guns. So
Ooh, yeah,
I'm sorry. It got political. I apologize. But anyway, let's get back to the coolest birthday present thing.
Sure.
All right.
He said, I got a gun.
Oh, I got this Parker Brothers game. It was really obscure and weird. It's like this board game that looks like a whole stadium with wrestlers and this weird little thing in the middle where you put these metal worms on it and it has a magnet and you turn it on and they wrestle and you bet on which one and you go red, 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 yellow, 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 and you just bet. So it teaches kids to bet.
Oh, gambling. So
It was like
gambling is also okay.
I had a dream like that once.
Gambling at a young age.
But they weren't football dudes.
No, they were just little metal things that were squiggled like worms, and you throw them in the ring, and they hook to the magnet. But then when you turn it on, the magnet jiggles and jiggles, so it kicks them each out, and you bet on who's going to be in there last.
Survivor.
Then they win the wrestling.
Huh.
It's called worm wrestling. That's the name of it.
Well, I guess our next challenge is going to be dumbest board game. Except it can be because they will all draw that.
The board game that taught you the worst things as a child.
Dr. Jim just shared that you used to be able to buy your own radioactive science kit.
That's right.
To make your own, to split your own atoms at home, kids.
Ooh.
Kids are smarter than.
Hello, kids. Here's some cancer for your birthday.
Aww.
It won't pay off for 10, 20, 30 years. Who knows?
You'll be fine. Okay, what other awesome birthday presents out there?
That's it? Nobody else? Oh.
I was given a horse.
You were given
A horse? Like a whole horse?
Did you eat it?
No, like alive.
A live
A
horse.
live horse.
Well, it's better than a dead horse. And I mean, and what color was your horse? Do you still have your horse?
No, she was 29.
Oh, wow. She was 29.
I was given her when I was 6.
Oh, I'm so, that must have been amazing.
How to deal with
Did you want a horse?
Apparently, yeah.
I mean,
And then you're like 10, you still got this horse, and you're like, what was up with 6-year-old me?
how to get one that would die soon.
oh, that's kind of cute though.
It is,
What was
I mean-
the name of the horse?
Ruby.
Ruby. What color?
Chestnut.
Oh, that must have been beautiful. She must have been so pretty.
That's, oh yeah, over here.
About the dead horse.
I mean, the live person.
Okay, I gotta repeat the transition. Thinking about this dead horse. What was that?
A chow.
A cow.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Was it a live cow?
It was a live cow.
No,
What do you want?
Oh!
So you got a milk cow.
No, a dead cow.
Oh, a dead cow.
A beef cow.
Yeah, it's like a whole cow.
A whole side of beef.
A whole cow, like, did you wake up next to it in bed?
She came with the name on the box.
Oh, no.
Did you have to butcher it yourself, or was?
No, it was gifted to us.
You got a name and it's like the picture of the mom next to it too? I mean,
And this is why I'm a vegetarian, says somebody in the audience.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm a vegetarian because I had a dead horse too. You were given a horse, his name was Ginger, and he got hit by the school bus. Yeah.
Your horse
We were
got
on the
hit?
school bus too. We got to watch it die.
Oh my God, your horse got hit by the school bus.
Congratulations that you got to watch it die. This is really exciting, and it's giving me ideas for the next challenge. But they're all creepy and horrible.
Wow,
anyway,
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
For my most recent birthday, my teenage children played board games for the evening with us. We had a family game night, which I had to force them to play the last one.
All right. So your teenage children played a board game with you. Played board games with you for your birthday. But I gotta check because I've had teenage children too. Did they play the board games you wanted to play?
Yes.
Oh.
And what board games were they?
We played Carcassonne, and then we played Uno.
Carcassonne.
And you had to make them play Uno.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Okay, we are basically at 10 minutes. How are we doing? Are we feeling ready? Are we feeling ready? I feel like we need to start over here with Danielle to celebrate her triumphant return. It's a tiny little drawing. That's so great.
So I made a tiny cake made of Connie's past, because if I was going to make a convergence cake, it would be from all the other robots.
It's a tiny cake made of Connie's past.
Like past body parts?
Well, you know, she's a robot. She just replaces them when they wear out. Yeah. So, Dawn will carry them around as Christopher Jones, who of course, once again, the creator of Connie, is going to tell us what he drew.
It's just pretty straightforward. It's just a nice birthday cake with Connie on top. It says Happy 24th, Connie. Just pretty straightforward.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Yeah, very nice. With no birthday present. You just skip that part.
Birthday present?
Yeah, I brought that up. Like right after I brought the cake up.
I was busy drawing. When did you mention that? I literally didn't hear it. First I'm hearing of it.
Okay.
I'll draw a birthday present.
Glad to have you around, Chris. So, Chris drew a Connie birthday cake. There we go. There we go. And yeah, it's very famous.
None of us heard it, Tim. All three of us didn't hear anything about a birthday present.
Well, it's nice to know that you're all paying attention to me. I'm just holding it up.
Pay attention until the directions are given, and then we're busy drawing.
And then I'm going to hold it up to this camera over here, because I don't know which one it's going to get pulled off of over here. Okay. And then I feel like I need to we'll get this one over to you folks over here in just a minute, because we got to see what Lauren drew. Lauren, what did you draw for us here today in our first challenge, our birthday cake challenge?
Pretty straightforward cake. Just wanted there to be here to have more tears, though.
Oh, yeah, it's like a multi-tiered birthday cake. That's very nice, and we'll pass that around and hold it up to the camera, and I'm gonna hold it up over here. Hello, you people watching it. I don't think anybody's watching at home, but in any case, there's the birthday cake, and Dawn is gonna carry these around because that's one of the things she does. She dawns around. So here, carry around the Chris and Lauren cakes. You can do them like at the same time. There you go. And then we have a birthday pan cake. So. They could just do Connie because.
There's your small dead birthday horse in the background.
Here's a present. Here's a present. And you've got the cake.
And you got cake.
And you got a cake. And clearly they are edible. Can you bring them over and just hold them in front of the camera here, so we can.
I already ate the dead horse though.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be able to look at the dead horse in the camera. All right, so that's how this works. Oh no!
It's fine. It's
You don't want to eat that pancake now.
Wait,
If
did
you
you miss a
want a
pupil?
pancake, there's no syrup.
There's
So
the pupil.
it's just so
There's also a suspicious plastic smell over here, so.
a suspicious plastic spill.
Smell.
Oh, smell. Why are you put plastic in your pancake batter?
No. This is brand new.
Oh, it's a brand new griddle. Okay. Oh, they didn't wash it first. Don't eat the pancakes. The pancake. Okay. We tend to stick with convergence themes, so I'll stick with it for a little bit longer. And I did get an idea from our discussion about coolest birthday presents ever when we started talking about board games, especially the strange magnet worm board game. No, I don't. What I want is a convergence board game. I want to. Yeah, you're looking at me like, oh, you asshole. Yeah, I think. No, you're not. You like me. It's Chris. Yeah. So 30 minutes, I think, is enough time. Don't you think it's enough time to design a convergence board game? Now, I think it's really important before you start drawing and ignoring what I'm saying. This board game needs to have playing pieces and dice. Or some other method to randomize the movements of the playing pieces. So you need a board, you need playing pieces, and you need dice.
This is heavy.
Dawn is saying that Chris's drawing is too heavy.
No, Addy's. This is too heavy. I still haven't recovered from opening ceremony yet.
It turns out Connie's heavy.
Connie's really heavy. I have a funny story about
She
this.
is a robot, so.
As soon as we get them going, I'll tell you all a funny story about that.
So yeah, they're going to be drawing a convergence board game. And it needs to include the board and the dice or some other randomizing feature. And it needs to include the playing pieces.
The playing pieces, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And they need to at least, there has to be some way to explain the rules.
Oh, wow.
When they show us the board game, they have to be able to say,
Okay, that makes more sense.
how does this game work?
So 3 components on this journey. The board, the randomizing, and the pawns.
No, I'm not gonna ask them to write out a rule book.
No.
No, that would be silly.
Right.
Completely
There's probably
ridiculous.
people in this room who get paid to do that.
Take about 3 hours, doesn't it?
So they have 30 minutes to start the timer?
Yeah, the timer started. All right, tell your funny Connie story because we got lots of time.
I know. It's not going to be that long of a story. So opening ceremony, I don't know if you were all there. I usually puppeteer Connie and Angela Fox puppeteers Mark II. And by the end, I mean, they're surprisingly heavy. And they're just like sitting there. And we actually do a workout regimen as puppeteers to make sure we're strong enough to do these things without dying. But then during the guest of honor interview, when we're like talking to them, and then we come back and we're sitting there, and I'm watching Angela's hand just getting a little lower and a little lower, and I'm like, oh, thank God, so I'm getting a little lower. But then she saw me getting lower, she's like, oh, great, so she's getting lower. And finally I was like, we gotta keep them kind of up. Because we're both like, oh. Yeah, see, that's it, that's the funny story.
That's there.
That was it.
That was not 30 minutes.
No, it wasn't. I mean, I could make it 30 minutes, but wow.
Like a bell, like an end table kind of thing on the side, so you can just like prop your.
The girls are long, so once you get your hand in here,
One that goes up.
they come down to here.
Bracket, like a big bracket.
Yes.
Sometimes the podium has like a little like shelf, so I can pop my foot up and kind of like rest it that way.
Helium balloons.
Yeah, I think
So many balloons.
I think the important thing that y'all need to understand is people have been puppeteering for a long time and trying to solve this problem for a long time, and they haven't. So
Yeah, you just suffer.
The solution is, if the puppet's heavy and you exercise a lot to be able to hold the puppet in place.
Oh, but then when Wendy would do things, she'd be like, let's just add little furs to them. I'm like, yeah, that might only look like 2 ounces. We're going to die.
Yeah, extra weight. So, board games. We're drawing board games.
Oh my gosh, do you remember your first board game, Tim?
Do I remember my first? No, because I'm sure that I was like 3. But I'm sure that my first board game was probably Chutes and Ladders or Candyland.
Well, what board game do you remember as your first one? Chutes and Ladders.
Chutes and Ladders or Candyland or something. I think it was probably cards. My family was big into cards.
Really?
Probably. It was probably cribbage, because I've been playing cribbage as long as I can remember playing games.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I just recently started playing cribbage, and my dad and my sister are always on a team, and my mom and I are always on a team, and we always lose. I mean, I am the don't play cribbage, or like, you want to play cribbage against me, you will win. Every time. I like amazingly will get 0-point hands over and over again. And But yeah, we recently won and we were very excited and we decided not to play again because Mom and I were so happy.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, once you win, you quit. Do you remember your first board game?
Yeah, it was weird because my mother immigrated from Berlin, so my grandma would send us games, and she sent us this like beautiful red box of games, but there were no instructions except they were in German, and so we kind of had to try to figure out what the games were. So we would just randomly make up rules for games.
Well, it's just like our artists are doing right now.
Yeah, just like they're doing right now. Really?
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
You paid attention when I said that.
This is a 3-hour job right now that you have us doing.
I know. I know. That's why it's called Art Impossible.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Jerry was actually eating stuff.
Well, I think
Is
if
it safe?
If it goes, what?
Want to eat what Jerry eats?
Technically safe. So weird German game that you made up rules to.
Yeah, we just made up rules.
That's the first game you were.
Did anyone have Oh, What a Mountain? No, that board game was insane.
You
Like,
made that one up.
huh?
You made that one up.
No, I didn't.
Oh, What a Mountain.
Oh, what a mountain. Yeah, it had like a flat piece where you would start on the ground and the actual like board game was vertical. And you had to like get your dudes into the little holes, and if you actually fell off, like you actually literally fell off
That's
the mountain.
the Price is Right, the yodel guy.
Yeah, basically it's the yodel guy, but it was
Yes.
What about Dark Tower? Did anyone have that?
I had Dark Tower and I kickstarted Beyond Dark
I did
Tower.
too.
Yeah.
That
And I have
sounds
it
great.
and it looks amazing and I have not played it once.
I played it a few times and it's great.
Yeah, it was. And they had an expansion. I kickstarted that too. And
Yep.
That's not yet. But yeah, Dark Tower, if you've never played it, which you probably haven't, was one of the early electronic games, and you had to like build up your army, and you were working towards the Dark Tower in the middle of the board.
Which was this big plastic piece.
Yeah.
And it, like, wait, you're nodding like you know.
Yeah.
You played Dark Tower, the original one?
Not the original, but Gen Con, I played the new one.
Oh yeah, the new one's but yeah, the old one like had like a spinny thing in the middle where it would just kind of go around and go.
Yeah, and you'd be like, I have this many army members, which you would keep track of so you couldn't cheat.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to attack this part here, and everybody go, and you go, and then it would tell you how fast your army was dying. And you know, eventually you would try to attack the Dark Tower. Yeah, and then every now and again you'd get the dragon, and the dragon would show up. It was just horrible. And then you would lose. You just lost. Yeah. If you tried to fight the dragon, you just lost. There was no.
Unless you had the sword.
Yes, that's true. If you found the sword and you fought the dragon, you would win.
And then get men.
Yeah, you just
get soldiers.
You got more soldiers until you had enough soldiers to attack the Dark Tower. But it was all random. It was all random. So you could attack the Dark Tower with like 120 guys, and you'd be like, no problem. And then in the first attack, you'd be like, you lost 108 guys. You're like, what? and then it's all over.
What did you think of the new Dark Tower?
It was good.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I like the little skulls.
The skulls are cool.
Yeah, you can drop skulls into the Dark Tower.
Yeah, you drop little skulls into the Dark Tower and bad things can happen and the skulls can land and you're like, okay, everyone's going to sleep. We should probably change the subject.
Not everyone, just a lot of people.
Well, it is.
Anyway, so I'm gonna, that actually, because I don't know about you, we all developed pandemic hobbies. One of my pandemic hobbies, which was basically maybe one of the dumber ones, was I kickstarted games. I just, so that at some point later in the pandemic, when I was still trapped in my house, I would get a game. And I don't know what they're doing. And I had games that I kickstarted that are still showing up from the pandemic, because everything was slowed down because of all the shipping issues with the pandemic. So I'm still getting games that I kickstarted before the pandemic. They're still showing up, and I've played 2 of them. Which is one of them is called Magna Roma, and it's you're building stuff in Rome, and the other one's called Meeples and Monsters, where you're drafting meeples to fight monsters, and it's kind of fun.
Do they have a good pension?
The meeples have a good pension? No, I don't think so. No. Then you use them to fight monsters, and then they go back into your bag, and you can use them to fight monsters again. Anyway, so what I'm asking is, tell us about a game you kickstarted, or a game that you really enjoy playing. Tell us about games you like. How about that?
Oh yeah, that narrows it down. What kind of, and we're talking board games?
Yeah.
Like card games?
On the subject of questionable games to give to impressionable young children, 1313 Dead End Drive, right?
Yeah.
It is the, you are all servants or attaches of a rich someone who will give the money to the last remaining heir, and so you have to either escape the drive or eliminate all of the competition.
1313 Dead End Drive, in which you were the child of a billionaire.
And you have to either bump off everybody else.
You have to kill everyone else,
That way you inherit, or you have to get out of the house before you get killed.
Oh, so it's kind of an Eat the Rich kind of game.
Well, I was about to say, it's capitalism all the way.
Yeah, I'd be in for that.
Yeah.
All right, what's this one?
And you have this, they call it sort of, goes to the table and you meet everyone, and you flip cards, and when you match, you have to grab people for them. And this has been played late at night, and ended up getting us all kicked out of hotels because of the shouting and screaming that happened.
So it's kind of spoons.
Kind of, but it's also like matching shapes and patterns and colors.
Oh, okay.
So it's really good for folks who don't like to read a lot, because they just have to see shapes, but also weird shenanigans, and don't play with people with long nails.
Don't play with people with long nails is what I just learned about this game.
That is accurate.
Okay.
There was one that was a card game, and it's called Deer Lord, and it's spelled D-E-E-R. And so the whole point is you're given cards that have ticks. You have to do, so whether it's scratching your nose, or bumping your leg, or knocking on the table.
I thought you meant like ticks as in wood ticks.
I did think that
gotta
too.
be honest, I was
I
like,
really did.
oh.
Like physical ticks.
Okay.
And so you have to be able to do these, and the reason they pick ticks is because it's something that looks natural, but if somebody catches you, you have to put your hands up because you're a deer at the headlights, but the first person to 5 points wins because you escaped the road.
So if you're deer in the headlights, did you lose because they figured out your
You
tick?
don't get that card. So each card has a point value based on how hard it is, because there's like one that's like do jumping jacks. So like you're sitting at a table, if you start doing jumping jacks for the auto 5 points, they're gonna be like, dude, you're doing your tick.
Yeah.
And then you have some kind of punishment based on the group that you're playing with.
Huh, so
also don't
is there a way to do
nails.
jumping jacks where you wouldn't get caught?
Somebody else is looking at somebody doing a tick, and you just stand up and you hit.
That would be very interesting. I do have to tell you, okay, I see, but I have to tell you about a game I played when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so cool, and the neighbor kids had it, and I did not like them, but I would go over to their house so I could play the game. And it was called the Bermuda Triangle game. And you're like moving boats around in the Bermuda Triangle, and there's a storm. There's a storm cloud that moves around randomly based on whatever random rules it happens, and it's got little magnets underneath it. So if it passes over your boats and a magnet passes over one of your boats, it sucks the boat up.
That's cool.
And the boat's out of play. So whoever has a boat left, the last boat standing, would win the game.
That's cool.
It was a really cool mechanic. It was a dumb game, but I really liked watching people's boats get sucked up. Me too. So, what's your game?
My best friend and I kickstarted a Street Fighter board game, and it does these profound things because it's still...
I'm sorry, did we just use Street Fighter and profound in the same sentence? Okay, I just wanted to make sure, thank you. Okay, it's cool.
But what I'm going to tell you is that instead of just being a game that you play on the two-dimensional axis of like Y and X, you're now playing it on a grid, so it's just Z and X. So it has this parallel, but you can move in three-dimensional space kind of around.
Just Z and X would still be 2 dimensions, we understand that, right? So it's still a 2-dimensional game, or is there still Z? Okay, so now it's flat.
You play with a deck of cards. There's none of the execution of being bad at a fighting game, because you're playing with a deck of cards. But there's all of the thinking of playing a fighting game. Like, what is this person going to do? What can I do about it?
So they're doing moves and you're doing counter moves, and you have to try. It's like all game theory about what's their move going to be, and am I going to do it?
Do you get to fluke the pig?
Yeah.
Thank you, 2 people. You got my jokes.
Oh look, here's another idea. Oh, what do we got?
So the other one, has anybody here heard of Plague Inc?
One more time?
Plague Inc.
Plague Inc?
Yes. The game on your phone.
Oh, no phone games, no phone games.
But
they take me forever to like get away from.
They made it into a board game. You still get all of your disease tokens, which you're able to invest. The point of Plague Inc. is the opposite of pandemic. You are the disease, and if you infect everybody and they die, you win. And so coronavirus took that game too literally, but they made it into a board game, and so you still have all the plague tokens that you earn and get to move with, but it's an actual board game, and you're fighting against the other players who are both diseases and humanity.
So,
Definitely for Thanksgiving, bring that one over.
You just heard it, Dawn's inviting you over for Thanksgiving.
Yay!
So, that's good.
It's actually at my sister's house, so sure. It should be fine.
It's called Ta-Da, and you are a wizard trying to cast a spell, but you have to do like the ticks, like maybe you have to clap your hands every time you roll the dice, or maybe you can only roll 1 die at a time, or maybe you can only use 1 finger to put everything back in the cup. And then if you succeed in casting your spell, the next round you get to affect somebody else. So at one point, there was a situation where my tick was that I had to keep my wrists together to roll, but this thing that somebody had cast on me was I had to keep my head on the table.
I would have fallen asleep. I'd be like, this is nice, thank you.
Yeah, it's like,
oh, thank
why is
God.
Dawn napping in the middle of this game?
It sounds great.
It's not a board game, but I would compulsively kickstart role-playing games. Sure. There was a setting, Monsters of Merca. It was a parody of American life. At this point, Prince, Freddie Mercury, and Steve Irwin are all deities.
You know they're not all American.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they gained a certain level of fame. I know, yeah. Anyway.
For someone who's a part of Geeks Without God, Tim, you're actually arguing about if you're American.
I love the setting and the sheer level of weirdness enough that I backed like all 3 over the full 3 years of the...
Yeah, once you start, you can't stop. You're just like, well, you know,
Yes.
I'm only doing it like once a month. It's just a couple $100 a month.
Just another game.
And then you just I've got these piles of boxes in my living room. I'm like, we gotta play these games. And everybody in the family's like, yeah, we really do. And then we don't. So, yeah, pink paper, hold on.
Should I shout?
No, I'm coming. You're right, here we go.
Just takes a bit of time.
There's a game called Machine of Death, in which you are time-traveling assassins, but you're not cool time-traveling assassins. The machine tells you the way that it knows the person is going to die, and then you need to make it happen. So the machine might say, they are going to die by Oreo. So somehow or another, you need to make sure that they die by Oreo.
I mean, that's not hard.
Oh, no. Someone has a whole cup full of Oreos right here.
They slip slip on an Oreo, did you shove one down their gullet? I don't know, but that is the general object of the game is here are all these stupid things that you have in order for them to die, and that is the only way in which to kill them.
And is it, how do you do this? Is this like a role-playing game or more like a, I don't know.
It's a bit of a role-playing game. They give you like a series of prompts you can or can't use, and if you get a bunch of DMs in the same room, it gets a little too rowdy sometimes because the story will, instead of being like a 2-minute story, will suddenly be like a 2-hour epic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, highly recommend.
Okay, so get a lot of DMs into a room and try and kill people with Oreos. That sounds.
I was just taking an eyeball at some of the artwork. It's really coming along really well.
It is.
It's really
Let me take a look and tell them how much time they have left.
Yeah.
Oh, they have about 15 minutes left. That's lots of time.
Oh yeah, the theme for the artwork again on this one is creating convergence as a board game.
Yeah.
It has to have a board, it has to have some sort of randomizing device like dice, and it has to have pawns. And then the artist has to be able to tell us how to play the game.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Maybe not every nuance, but at least the basic game concept.
Get to the end.
Yeah,
Don't die.
win.
Yeah,
The goal of this game is to win.
It's to win like Dungeons and Dragons. Did you win today?
Yeah,
Yes, Mom, I
my
did.
character's not dead.
Yep, we won.
We won. Any other cool games or?
Or things you kickstarted, or what was your thing in the pandemic? That's what we were talking about.
It was just like that was it was the kids. Pandemic hobby. I'll come over here.
Yeah.
Hi, excuse me. Pardon me. I'm just gonna come around. I'll come around this way. Hi there. Hi.
So there's a great game called Crime City Macro Micro. I don't know if any of you ever seen it. It's got a big, it's not really a map, but it's kind of a map layout of a city. And it's populated with people and buildings. And basically the idea is that the artist has put various crimes into the city, and you get a card that tells you like what the crime is, like where it starts and who's involved, and you need to like find your kind of sort of like Where's Waldo almost.
Yeah, it sounds very cunning.
You need to find your way through and figure out like who did it and where they are. And he created a whole bunch of crimes for it, and apparently is going to continue to add more because there's a lot more in there than there are actually cards for the game.
Oh, fun!
So is that a Kickstarter game?
As far as I know.
No, it's just a game. Just you can go to a game store and find this game. Oh, all right. Well.
I kickstarted Frosthaven during that time. Did anyone else play Frosthaven? No, you did? Did you like it? Did you like Gloomhaven better? Let me ask you
The
that.
person I played it with was really obsessive compulsive, so it kind of detracted from the gameplay, but the game itself seems like it has a lot of potential.
Ah, yes. Yeah, we played a lot of Gloomhaven when we were stuck in the same room for a long time. But yeah, we actually did okay with that. Frosthaven just felt a little too like, how do we make this game 10 times more complicated? Yay.
Well, if you're stuck in a room alone
They had plenty of time
for a year and a half,
complicated.
you can play a game that's a lot more complicated.
Yeah.
Speaking of a lot more complicated, I'm just looking over here what's going on, and it looks like there's some sort of risk. I don't know what's going on over there.
I think the risk is eating it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's the way to make pancakes.
I feel like Chris has some sort of problematic action going on here, maybe. Yeah.
Are there children in the room? Oh, wait, we have hands up back there. Since you have the wireless mic, you have to go, or do you?
Oh, yeah.
Do your leggies need a break?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good.
Just want to check on your leggies.
I'm going hiking after the convention. I gotta move around. Gotta walk. Hi. What's your game?
Tile game is called cheese, cat, cucumber, mouse, or those 4 words in some order. Each of those things, cheese, cat, cucumber, mouse, are characters, and it's a 4-player game. Each person is one of those characters, but it's a secret. And what everybody does is they're placing, so 4 tiles are drawn, and they're building. Everybody is building like a maze. They're building a board 5 by 5
tiles, and they're all placing parts of a maze. And each character has a different goal. So the cheese is like this exhibit in a museum, and Mouse is obviously trying to get to the cheese. Cat is trying to get to the mouse, and Cucumber just wants everybody to die, kill each other.
Yeah, the name of the cucumber is Kaercher cucumber.
Kaercher cucumber. And the cheese's goal is to keep everybody away from each other and everybody lives. So then there's obviously like little like complications in each tile. Like some of them have like a mouse hole that only the mouse can travel through, but everyone is like placing and rotating these tiles to get to their goal without letting everybody know who they are.
Each time you place a tile, it rotates the tiles around it. So
yeah, so that makes it really complicated.
It's a secret identity map building game.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting. Is that like a Kickstarter game, or is that a game you can find at the source or something?
We got one that was pre-released.
By, I don't remember the game company, but the developer's, his name is Sepi. He's a local board game. Yeah, he does demos.
All right. In the board game area. That's right, we
People
have a game
just joining
area.
us. Tim, how much more time do we have on this challenge?
That's a great question. Let me take a look at my clock.
Okay.
We have about 10 minutes, about 10 more minutes
Very
for
good.
our artists to finish their
Has
game.
anyone played Descent 2 yet? Boy, that game is fun. Okay.
I guess you
I'll just-
have.
I play it by myself. Okay.
I found a Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego board game from like 1968 or something. And I don't have much to say about it. It's completely RNG based, and it's just kind of like endearingly badly designed.
So, where in the world Carmen Sandiego is as old as 1968, or do you just not understand years?
The latter is possible. Could be much more recent than that. Maybe it's really low budget.
Because I'm pretty sure Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego originated in like the early 90s, or maybe the late 80s. But still, I understand from your perspective, looking at you, young man, that would seem like it's 1968.
Billions of years.
Yes.
Billions of years.
Speaking as somebody who was alive in 1968, I don't think I quite predated Carmen Sandiego. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I should look it up before I ridicule you for being incorrect about that. You could actually be right, and maybe it started as a board game in 1968.
It could.
Now I'm going to look it up. You take care of it here.
Okay, here. Okay, thank you. Okay. Any other like pandemic Kickstarter things y'all did? Apparently, great. How many people did puzzle games? Or like just puzzles, period, at the end? Yeah, those things were awesome. They actually made me feel like the world was coming together instead of falling apart. What were you gonna say? Oh, I thought you were saying something.
No, we done puzzles.
No, you did puzzles. Okay. Do you like photograph puzzles, just like nature things, or like cartoon puzzles, or?
I didn't like cartoon puzzles.
I like cartoon puzzles too.
I one that had a hidden compartment in it.
A hidden compartment in your puzzle?
It was amazing.
Like, did you like open it up and there was more puzzle inside?
Yes.
Are you kidding?
No.
What?
Amazing.
Puzzle boxes?
Okay. It's just a flat puzzle.
It's a flat puzzle?
And then it had more pieces.
And it had more pieces inside it?
After we completed it.
After you completed it?
Oh, this will throw you off.
That sounds really cool!
Makes it more complicated.
Wow! And then did like the second puzzle just attach to the first puzzle, or is it a second separate puzzle with more pieces inside?
3-hour challenge.
Expanded from the inside.
Expanded from the inside.
It was very frustrating. There were really straight edges inside the puzzle.
Oh, I hate it when they have fake straight edges. Oh, that sounds really cool though. You obviously don't have cats. You do have cats? Oh, you're just locking out of the room? Hilarious. What are you thinking?
I kickstarted a set of puzzles that you put them together, and then it had multiple cuts through it, and then you shift them, and it was that optical illusion thing, and things would change in the story. It was weird, but it was really cool.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Wow.
Just for reference, by the way, and in the little research bit I did, Where in the World in Carmen Sandiego, originally a video game in 1985. That's so your board game, maybe 1988.
How the instructions were written by a typewriter?
Well, we had typewriters in the 80s.
We actually did.
Yeah.
I actually learned how to type on an actual typewriter in a typing class.
As did I.
Yeah.
As did I.
Yeah. And I felt really cool because I could finally type. And I felt cool. I can't type for crap
and now, it's like, you were lucky. I mean, can you imagine? It's like, I can't imagine, because when we were learning how to type, it was like, we had typewriters, and you're like, well, I'm gonna use this to write papers in college, and then I'm never gonna type again in my life. And then all of a sudden, like, everything is typing.
And I think it's just great that now it will already autocorrect all my spelling mistakes. And I don't even have to actually like make it do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I type worse now than I ever used to, just because it's like,
The first word processor I had was, it looked like a typewriter, and it had like one little window where it would show you with a dot matrix kind of thing what you just typed. And so you could review it before you hit enter, and then it would type that whole line for you. But if you misspelled something, I mean, it wasn't that smart.
No.
It was your job to figure it out before you hit enter, because if you hit enter and you had the misspelled words, you're like, damn it, I have to type that whole line again.
Or you had to use the correction tape. I remember that stuff. Actually, I was cleaning out my office, like the actual office, the real place I work, and I actually found correction tape in there. And I was like, what even is this?
And all the young people are like, I don't understand, this is old people stuff. And Carmen Sandiego is a game that was made in 1968.
And there was a big tower in the middle of it. We were like so thrilled because it took double D batteries.
Where was what? There was no cord. It was double D batteries. The gigantic batteries. It was 4 of those gigantic batteries.
There was ruins and there was tombs you could go invade, and just take the stuff from the inside, so you could get a sword.
Unless you get the sword. So
Correct. Yeah, you had to get lucky.
Lost all the time.
You had to get lucky. That's the part of that game that was super random.
Yeah, you would go into caves or something, and the caves could, get you.
Tombs and ruins.
Tombs and ruins. Tombs and ruins, and maybe you get the sword.
There's caves in the new one.
Maybe you get the sword, and maybe you get like some resurrection potions or a Pegasus, and the Pegasus would let you fly to the Dark Tower. And
you could go between frontiers. You never played this game.
I did. It's just been a really long time.
It sounds like the cross between Kerplunk and a gumball machine, the way you're describing it.
It's a little bit like a cross between a Kerplunk.
Oh yeah, this is the new one. You put stuff in the new one. Yeah, but yeah, so it's good. Except it's the new
So we got about 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
It's a little sadistic because you're like, you get your soldiers and you have your
just, like,
warriors,
draw
but like
one
to
more
cross
line?
this land, you
And
have
they
to
give you
kill
5
10 of
minutes.
your warriors. I'm like, I don't want to kill my warriors.
Chris is done with his 3-hour project.
Yeah.
And
Look, when you work full time as a commercial artist, one of the things you learn is what version of this can I do in the time available. There's the elaborate version where the whole game board works. You can take this home, make one, and play it. And then there's the concept pitch art that gets the basic idea across. And that's what I drew.
So what are Melissa and Jerry doing?
They're making
Concept
breakfast.
art or pitch art.
By the way, I thought people were going to laugh when I was saying that everyone's taking me very seriously.
And it looks like, you're done too? Wow, okay, so.
Nope, didn't get that one.
And Jerry and Melissa are still making pancakes.
I think they're going to keep making pancakes until we stop them.
Yeah.
And then
That's the idea.
the panel will be over and they'll still be making pancakes.
They've got a lot of pancake batter over
They
there.
really do, in some really
Is this a
different
corkage issue?
Is what?
Is this a corkage issue?
As long as we don't charge for it. I feel like this is a forgiveness versus permission thing. I'm gonna go to Eric later. He's the director of facilities, and go, so Eric, at Art Impossible today, we made pancakes. Is that gonna get us in trouble?
Nobody ate them, right?
The dead horse is gone.
Why would anyone eat a toasty warm pancake?
Because we didn't have any syrup. Oh.
Yeah.
Pancakes without syrup. That's just terrible.
All
right, we're getting very close.
I'm really excited. Okay, I'm excited to hear about how everyone's games actually work.
Yeah, as am I. And that's going to be soon, which is why I'm not really pushing for anything at the moment. I'm really just kind of trying to think of whatever the next thing we're going to ask them to do is. But
Oh yeah, we have to ask them to do something else.
yeah, they're going to have to do like 2 or 3 more drawings
Oh yeah.
today. And I have an idea for about 5 o'clock. And
Okay.
I'll explain that when we get to 5 o'clock.
Okay, that sounds good. So what you're saying is I have to come up with the next one?
Yes! You didn't have to say, if you hadn't said that out loud,
Yeah.
you would have been safe. But no, you said it out loud.
I did say it out loud.
You did.
Draw a proverb.
Draw who?
A proverb.
A culture?
A proverb.
Proverb.
A proverb?
A proverb. Sure.
Yeah, like a stitch in time saves 9, or
I was actually thinking of Psalms for some reason.
Psalms would be interesting too.
I mean that's that's an idea.
It's cute. Yeah, I
But you
think.
got time.
Yeah,
you got a little
time.
bit of time.
You got time.
And
Okay,
then-
no, I
and
think I
then
have an
you
idea
come
for the
up-
next one.
Oh, okay.
I think I have an
Good.
idea.
All right. Well, now I'm excited to finish this one. Let's just move along.
We'll just cook and.
4:30. It's time. It's time.
I'm almost done.
Oh, you're almost done. How much time do you need there, Lauren?
Sign it.
Like 2 minutes.
Sign it.
Like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. We're gonna give Lauren an additional 2 minutes
We could go
to
with everyone
finish.
else's first then.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Why don't we start? We did Danielle first the first time, so let's have Chris describe his CONvergence board game right now.
All right. So the players all get little cards that are laid out like a bingo card that have all the different things you do at CONvergence. And the idea is to move around the board and land on the square that you can tick off one of the things that you do on your weekend at CONvergence. Now the way you randomize your movement is there is a Pop-O-Matic style Connie head. You push it down and different dice numbers come up in her eyes. The game pieces you actually take from your own little collection of like hero clicks or similar figures because you want game pieces that come from any genre of fiction you can imagine because it's all welcome here. Now the one thing to be aware of with this is one of the, basically there's a network of pathways that lead to parties and Cinemarex and Theater Nippon and ConSuite and Art Show and all these different things. The one square there's no pathway to reach is sleep.
That makes sense. And then, did you draw
And
something?
also, Connie's birthday present is a pack of AAA atomic batteries because that's what she runs on.
Okay. I'm attached to a cord.
Give it to Dawn when she comes
Yeah,
back.
well,
She ran off
okay.
too
So,
quickly.
why don't we go to Jerry and Melissa?
Before we break anything.
What did you just give Lauren pancakes?
2 minutes. You gave Addy 2 minutes of pancakes?
2. Okay, so why don't you tell us about your board game?
Okay.
Somebody has to come and take this microphone.
The wireless one's right there, Tim.
Well, yeah.
Oh, this is easier? Thank you. So we've got Ocean Gate the board game. You are a billionaire trying to die a billionaire's death so you can get into billionaire afterlife. Just kind of like Valhalla, but cleaner. We've got a fully functional 6-sided die. Would you care to examine it? It is hollow, fully pancake.
I don't know if it's fully functional. I'm afraid if I throw this on the ground, it's going to break into its component parts.
And Melissa, what are
full of syrup.
What are these lovely pieces here?
Well, we kept getting more time, so we just kind of went off the rails. Here's the Ocean Gate Titan, and that's the Ever Given that blocked the Suez Canal. And right here is
is James Cameron, and he's frowning because he's unhappy. And this is Gordon Lightfoot. And we have over there the Queen Anne's Revenge, and it's full of money that you can use to reach the Titanic. And so we have our board game, and you start at the center and you work your way out. And then to get to the bottom of the ocean with the very green Titanic.
Broken in half.
It's broken in half because that's what it did.
Now, I do have a challenge for you, because it was supposed to be a convergence game, so please quickly explain how it relates to convergence.
It's topical. And we're at convergence.
Okay, that's all I needed. I needed some lame-ass excuse, and I got it. And that's all that matters. Okay, Lauren, with your additional 2 minutes in pancakes, please tell us about what you've drawn.
So I made it a little bit like Candyland, because that's the one I grew up with. And so you start out in the fiery lobby, so you have to get past that. And then you get into the Valley of Squee. But if you get right before the Valley of Squee, you can take the ribbon bridge up. And then there's the Cosplay Mountains, where you have to get a card with 2 colors to actually pass it, because it's really hard. And then there's the gatekeepers. Gatekeepers lots that you get caught there. There's the one. There's the gatekeepers. It's like the swamp, the fudge swamp, where you get stuck there, but it's the gatekeepers that make you get stuck. And then there's the rice swamp, because it's always hot and steamy in there. And you finally get to main stage at the end.
Oh.
And then the cards will do things like, you get the color, you get to go to 1 color. If you get 2 colors, you get to do the 2 colors. And there's things like, you get soap, so you have to stop and you have to stop and lose a turn because you have to use the soap. I wanted to do more, but that's as far as I got.
Well, that's pretty good. All right, Danielle, you get to describe your game now. I'm just going to put this up here so they can hear it. Oh my God, it's 3-dimensional.
Yeah, I made a 3-dimensional game because I'm still having a hard time getting...
I'm sorry. I forgot to do the play things.
Play pieces.
The play pieces. I'm so sorry. It's a masquerade mask, and then there's a furry, and there's a guy that's wearing way too much armor type things and can barely move. Sorry.
I really love the rice swamp.
The rice swamp is great.
So good. So I still get lost in the hotel, so I made a very confusing 3-dimensional game of where I don't know where I'm going. But it starts with parking, and then I made Dawn and Tim into pieces right here. And then it has Connie, and then a badge, and then panels. And that's the potty room. Is that what it is? The key cat room? Yeah, the potty room. Coffee, and then one thing that I do in CONsuite is I steal pears, because I really like pears. And then this is Jerry and Melissa in the Rainbow House over here. Ooh! So, and this is the artist, but I forgot about us, so we're just squiggles in the bottom. I also made rice, and the dice are up in the sky. Yeah.
That's great. This is great. It's like 3 dimensions. 3-dimensional game. 3-dimensional game. I'm gonna. So Dawn, when you're done showing those off, I'll show this one off, and you can come up with the next challenge, because by now you've already thought it up, right? No.
It's gonna walk slower.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not worried. I just, it looks like Melissa and Jerry are just starting to make random pancakes. It's like if we don't give them something to do, they just pancake away.
I don't think Don's coming back with her.
Lightning round.
Sorry, what?
10-minute dealer's choice lightning round.
10-minute dealer's choice lightning round?
Let them make whatever they want for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a fun idea.
Do it.
All right, 10-minute dealer's choice lightning round. Draw what you want.
Just keep.
10-minute dealer's choice lightning round. Do. 10-minute dealer's choice lightning round.
Yeah, be careful with that.
Yeah.
Next time, go around the other way. Maybe.
What? Did you make somebody a pancake?
You gave me a Pokeball! Seriously!
A Pokeball pancake!
Pokeball pancake! I'll show you in a second. I have to finish this.
Don't eat it.
No. I'm afraid if I throw it on the ground, what might come out. Yeah. Thanks, Aaron.
Food poisoning, I choose you.
See? It's a little pancake Pokeball. He's so cute.
I mean,
Happy birthday.
happy birthday. Now that's the coolest birthday present you ever received. So there's Danielle's drawing.
Oh my god. These are glasses.
That is basically, and you look at your smile, that is such a Dawn. Look, Dawn, I'm so cheerful.
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep.
I don't know how Dawn got to be the voice of Connie. Maybe it's because they have the same smile. Where did the handheld? Give that microphone back. No.
Oh no, they're gonna make it.
I don't want to.
Yeah!
That's not ours.
Do not break the hotel.
It's not our microphone. This would probably cost us more than breaking the hotel. I'm just gonna. You break the tech and it just costs a ton. So we get it, and I'm supposed to write these down, these challenges down for the art show. So when they do the auction later, people will know what the heck the challenges were. So let's see. We did a birthday cake. Cake and present, although there weren't a lot of presents, but there was one.
She got groceries.
And we did a board game. And I'm trying to type this while holding the microphone, so it says Ballard game right now.
Dealer's choice.
And then dealer's choice. Okay. So I've got that recorded. So
Good job doing your job.
thanks.
Yeah.
I do my best. And so they're doing that, and we are showing off the last of the board game drawings. And I don't have a good topic for us to discuss at the moment because I guess the topic is dealer's choice. What should we talk about?
What they currently price.
We can't do that. There's a whole reveal thing. We can't talk about whether. All right, I'll talk here. I'll do my best. All right. Over here, it appears that Melissa and Jerry are creating some sort of Lovecraftian horror, and also a penguin.
That could be a Lovecraftian horror.
Lauren is still drawing very lightly before they fill in their drawing, so I have no idea what they're doing. Chris is he's just drawing Connie. Okay.
Put Batman in it.
Danielle is drawing some sort of Lovecraftian horror with horns, but cute. So cute Lovecraftian horror with horns. And yeah, that's definitely some kind of squid creature. So
Okay, that's cool. How much more time do we have left?
it's a great question. 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Okay.
6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Uh-oh,
6
dealer's
minutes.
audience has a dealer's choice idea.
Can you tell us how the first convergence panel came together?
How the first convergence panel came together.
That was way before I was born.
Like, do you mean the first Art Impossible panel? You mean literally the first panel?
First panel.
Like the first board.
Oh, how the board came together. Well, that's actually a weird story. So
someone looked in a mirror and said our names 5 times.
Okay, so
Addy thinks that's really funny.
back in early 1998, a group of people who were
When
running
Carmen Sandiego came out.
Yeah, a group of people who were running MiniCon, which is another convention in the Twin Cities, a group of people decided they wanted to change the nature of that convention. And we will leave whether or not that was a good idea or a bad idea to other individuals. But we, many people within the community, didn't like that plan. They were going to get rid of things like the masquerade, which was exceptionally popular at the time, and it's still very popular, but it's cosplay has changed so much in the time since our convention formed, and it's like, you know, there are hall costumes these days that are more elaborate and better than costumes people were doing at Masquerade in 1998. And so they're like, we want to do something different with MiniCon, and a bunch of people were really ticked off and said, we don't want to do that. We want this thing that MiniCon was, and maybe something more. So we got together at a friend's house. A bunch of people got together at a friend's house. Among them, some of the people who would become the board of CONvergence got together at a friend's house and said, what are we going to do? And the decision was, let's do a convention. It had started with somebody by the name of Leslie Powell, who had proposed something called MacroCon. We were sitting in this room because, you know, MiniCon was the one that was, quote, screwing us over. So we're going to do MacroCon, stick it to MiniCon with our name. Anyway, we got
a little on the nose.
Yeah. We
not really the attitude that we wanted to put out there.
Yeah, we figured it out pretty early. And so what then happened, we had this meeting at a friend's house, and there was a big public meeting coming up where a bunch of people who were kind of frustrated about what was happening were going to get together and talk about what we're going to do. So we got up there with MacroCon, and another group of people got up there with MarsCon, and we all said, here's the idea, here's what we want to do. And it ended up being 2 conventions. And what had happened was, the people who did that presentation the first day were Leslie and me and Chris Jones and Wendy Bowlesby.
This Chris Jones right here?
Yes, this Chris Jones right here. And Jeremy Stomberg and somebody named Simone. And
I originally did not plan to be a director. I was just going to do a little bit of art.
He said he would do a little bit of art. And some of us knew each other. Wendy and I had known each other from the Renaissance Festival for a long time. Chris and Leslie were dating at the time. And Chris and Leslie knew Wendy somehow. I'm not sure how that all worked out.
Because I was, for a while, roommates with a fellow named Rob Whithoff. And through him, I went to a local theater production called Mars, Planet of Men, which involved Wendy and Timmy Wren and Calvin Hatley and a bunch of people involved with the local theater scene.
Who still are.
And Calvin, who frequently appears at shows here at CONvergence.
So we had this meeting and we're like, okay, well, I guess we're going to do it. And before the meeting, Leslie called and said, hey, I would like you to help run this convention. Would you be the head of finance? And I laughed. And I said, no, you need to get my wife to do that. And that's how Pat got involved. Anyway, so it was a bunch of people who didn't know each other, and we were all united about being pissed at MiniCon. And through the course of figuring stuff out, Leslie ended up dropping out, Simone ended up dropping out, Ishmael Williams was somebody that we all knew of, that's the best way of putting it. We all knew of Ishmael Williams, and he ran the hotel for MiniCon, and we were like, hey, can you help us by dealing with the hotel for CONvergence? He said he would, and then Perrin Klump came along and just showed up at the first party we did at MiniCon 34, which was our coming out event, where we're like, hey, we're gonna do a con, everybody register. And Perrin Klump showed up and just sold everybody on CONvergence, even though it was the first he'd heard of it. And
how many people attended the first year?
The first year was slightly over 1,500.
Holy crap!
It was really good because
That's impressive!
our goal was 500.
That's amazing!
Our goal was 500, and what we did, which was smart and challenging, is the coming out party we did at MiniCon, our registration rate for the first year was $15.
That'll do it.
If you registered at MiniCon 34, you could register for $15. And after that, it went up to 25 or something.
Oh.
But, yeah. Oh, the 90s.
When you could buy a house.
Yeah, so our goal, and we had to do a lot of fundraising to fill up the gap between what those registrations were going to pay for and what it actually cost to run a convention. And there were a lot of people that put in a lot of hours. We did so many different fundraising things, some of which worked great and some of which worked horribly. But eventually they got us to the number that we needed.
Including working concessions.
Yes. At the Target Center for Timberwolves games. And
we're packing the house!
That was professional wrestling.
I
but
know
still.
it was, but I had to say it.
Yeah. And then, so again, our goal for the first year was 500 people. We thought if we could get to 500 people, we could make this work. We walked out of MiniCon 34 with over 600 registrations. So we're like, yes, we can make this work. And then we had 1,500 the first year, which was great.
Oh, that's incredible.
We've had as many as nearly 7,000.
Yeah, I remember that year.
Then the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
And we're down, it looks like this year will be somewhere between 35 and 3,600.
Which is more than last year.
Yeah, it's more than last year. We've still got room to grow back to where we were before, and it'll take some time.
There's something weird going outside, too.
What?
Star Trek meetup.
No. Well, yeah, that would be weird.
That's
I think
not
it's
that
called
weird.
sunlight.
Oh.
I think it's also
sorry about
called fresh air.
So I believe we have made it to the end of our 10 minutes. We can continue historical convergence conversations, but we should reveal their artist choice drawing or pancake. So let's start with the pancake, the artist choice pancakes. They are
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Here's a Pikachu. My favorite Pokemon, the Drifloon. That should have gotten more clapping. Whatever the hell this is, but he was easy to make.
Omanite. Hold them up.
Porygon Z.
Oh my god, there's so many.
And everybody's favorite! All right, let's keep this party going.
That's a lot of pancakes. It's like these are the short order cooks of Art Impossible. Okay, Lauren, with your time to draw whatever you wanted, what did you do for us?
I really miss my cat, so I drew him.
Now I miss your cat. None of this has been at all Lovecraftian like I said it would be, but that's all right. Chris?
Well, I was originally just going to do Connie with mood lighting, but Don asked me to incorporate Batman. So.
That's definitely Batman has been incorporated. Yeah, very nice. And finally, Danielle, what did you do with your free option?
I didn't quite finish, but it's a little baby bat.
It's a little baby what?
The Satanic Temple, the little baby devil.
Oh, it's a little baby devil. It's a little baby, yeah. Baphomet, yes. So, here. It's a little, it's like Satan is a baby. And he's just a little evil.
It's just a little. On my face. Oh god.
I'm just trying to imagine somebody having to burp Satan.
Right, yeah. And then I assume he would burp flames. Or maybe he just belch obscenities. Something. Okay, so we are about an hour and a half into this panel. We've got a little more time. This is going to be a longer challenge. I think we'll give you 40 long minutes for this. And we're going to talk about, because right now there is a panel going on elsewhere at the convention, which is the Minnesota Horror Festival panel. And I'm not on that panel or participating in that panel because I'm here doing this. But I felt like I needed to do something for the Minnesota Horror Festival because in fact, I'm producing a show at the Minnesota Horror Festival this year. So I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But I feel that since they're having this panel right now, which you could go to, it's all right. We've been here for a long time. You can go to that panel. And if you'd like to learn more about the Horror Festival, which is a great... Everybody except our artists. Everybody except our artists.
Nice
try.
So, it is a great theatrical festival. It is one of the only fully committed horror festivals that takes place, so far as we know, anywhere in the country. And it happens in October. It has 11 shows. They are all original productions created by local and national artists. And so what I want to do is talk about the horror festival a little bit, but also I want our artists to draw something horror related. We haven't done any.
We haven't.
We haven't done any horror art ever.
Ever.
Art Impossible.
No.
And I don't feel like it needs to be CONvergence horror related. I don't like the idea of like a room party massacre.
I do. I've been to some room parties. Where it's like,
Maybe the rum and juice room party. Anyway.
So something horror related, but it doesn't have to be convergency.
It can be.
It can be, but it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. But I'm trying to think of a way to sort of, I mean, do you need me to limit it more, artists? Should I? All right. No, they're shrugging. But I think I'm going to ask that there is some sort of viscera be involved. Let's really like viscera or blood.
Guts?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
It needs to, we need to really lean into the, I feel like this is right up Danielle's alley.
It kind of is now.
Second to last. We'll have one more fast one after this one. But
okay. Yeah. Okay, so something horror related with guts.
Guts or blood or both. And a lot of time to come up with whatever that is. And it can be CONvergence themed, but it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be. So that's what we'll do. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about a horror festival. And then
how much time do they have?
They have 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Wow, I was just going to have them do outfits, but okay, this is better.
All right, so first thing, what I'm going to do after I tell you about my show is I'm going to message my friends who are on the Horror Festival panel to tell them that we're talking about it at the Art Impossible panel. So it's like Horror Festivalception or something like that.
Scary.
I feel like you should send delegates back and forth.
We should send a delegate over to their panel and see how it's going. And maybe we will do that. Maybe we will do that. I will figure that out in a minute. But so my show.
Go to the other panel with an extension cord.
So getting into the Horror Festival is actually much more difficult than getting into the Minnesota Fringe Festival. For those of you that don't know, with the Minnesota Fringe Festival, all you have to do is submit your name and pay $35 to get into the Fringe Festival lottery. If your ping pong ball gets picked, your show's in the lottery. Your show's in the Fringe. It's that easy. It is a non-juried festival, and it's entirely random, which is cool. It is absolutely cool because it means somebody with no theatrical experience at all, but with an idea, can make a show. And I gotta, just an aside for a moment, if you are one of the people who writes audience reviews for Fringe Festival shows, and you go to a show that is absolutely horrible, and you're like, I'm going to write a review about this show, I want you to remember two things. One, you're writing about people with feelings. So if you're going to shit on their show, do it in a constructive and kind way. Two, you can give them a rating of 0, but swear to God, if they got a show on stage, they deserve a 1. If there are people standing on stage saying lines, it's not a 0. A 0 is there was no show. Oh, one is.
One year. You remember that year that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, they put in the slot TBD, and everyone's like, oh, TBD, this sounds so interesting. And then they showed up and there was no show.
No show. That's a zero.
Yeah,
that's a zero.
But a lot of people went to it.
Yeah. So the horror festival, it's not a lottery. They've got an application process where you have to submit your idea and you have to really spell out, this is exactly what my idea is. They want to know, why is it horror? Because it's a horror festival and there's only 11 freaking shows and they better all be horror, or why are you there? Or at least horror adjacent.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Well, maybe you should. And
Okay,
you should.
I'll be
Hold
right
on,
back.
hold on. While you're going. Hold on. I'm just looking up what room you should go to.
Okay.
Take them a pancake.
Take them a pancake. Which pancake can I take the horror festival to?
I've got a skull.
Oh, don't you want to keep that? Okay.
Wouldn't it be great if at the horror panel...
Great Lakes A3. Great Lakes A3.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be great if at the horror panel they were like, we've got all this syrup, but we don't have any pancakes?
Hello, Alex. I'm in the middle of a panel. What can I do for you?
Done.
That was my son.
I got another skull for you. Okay.
Okay, so Dawn's going to go over and engage in a cultural exchange with the horror festival panel after she goes to the restroom.
I'll do that first.
Do whatever you do.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dawn's and I'll
choose wisely.
Okay, so. So,
is anyone worried that a camera's following her and one of the stops is going to the bathroom? Is anyone else concerned?
I assume there's a door on the stop.
I look forward to finding out how this plays out.
If he's smart, he'll wait outside the bathroom. That's on. But it is fast, so I don't know.
It's my husband. I can't vouch for him.
All right, so for the you have to do this big, long application process that you submit, and then they interview you, but they only interview some of the people who submitted. So I've been submitting for years with ideas that I thought were pretty good, but they don't get picked, and that's fine, right? Because these aren't just randoms who have never done a show before. These are a bunch of people who have done a bunch of shows in the Twin Cities, and they're submitting ideas for the Twin Cities Horror Festival. And if it gets through that application process, they do an interview, in-person interview, and then they pick from the people that did the in-person interviews. So an in-person interview doesn't even guarantee you're going to get in. So I got in this year, which is exciting. And thank you very much. And it's why I'm bummed that I can't be at the horror festival panel right now, because I wanted to be there to go, yeah, I've got a show coming up and it's super exciting. So I'm going to tell you about the show that I have coming up at the horror festival. So even if it doesn't interest you, maybe it'll be like, well, there are 10 other shows that might be better than that idea. And that's okay. So the idea that I had, and Dawn's going to be in it. See, so Dawn running over there to, she probably didn't even think of that she's an appropriate representative of our panel over at the Horror Festival panel, because she's going to be in the show. It's called Ghost in the Machine. And it's partially based on the fact that I like police music, and police music is super creepy. But it's also about artificial intelligence. When I write about science fiction, I usually think about how science actually works. So like when I write about space travel, I think about the fact that faster than light travel is impossible. Which means that if you want to go a long way away, it's going to take a really long time to get there. And I find those kind of problems really interesting. So when I decided I wanted to write a show about artificial intelligence, I started from the perspective of artificial intelligence isn't a computer that can actually behave like a human being is impossible. You can't do it. There is no way you can approximate the human brain in a digital format. You cannot do it unless maybe you've got a real human brain.
Oh boy. I just want to let everybody know that I just ran from a long way away. That we're doing a cultural exchange program with Art Impossible, which is happening downstairs. Tim Wick would like to say hi to the Horror Festival. He's explaining it to everybody. And Melissa Kaercher and Jerry Belich made you pancake skulls in order to celebrate the Horror Festival. Do not eat them. We really don't know what's in there. So, yay from 2 floors down, Art Impossible. You all do your thing. Thank you so much for coming to this panel, and please join us this October.
Don Krosnowski, everyone.
Okay, let's go.
You never know what's going to happen at CONvergence. That's great.
So that's where the idea for the show came from. And if you had a real human brain, then the question is, well, how do you make sure that brain still works? You probably have to leave it connected to the human. Would they be okay with that? So, anyway, that's...
Have you seen Ghost in the Shell?
Have I seen Ghost in the Shell? Yes.
Okay.
But that's not this.
Okay.
It's really not.
It's very similar.
It's really not. But, you know, every idea has kernels in other things.
Yeah.
So, what?
This is a horror festival play?
It is a play.
Oh, that's so cool.
It is a play. So,
It is an animated play.
it's an...
When you said horror festival, I just assumed it was a film festival.
Yeah, it's not. It's all. So it starts with a programmer being invited to a job interview where she's given $50,000 just to show up and not even accept the job. And you think it's a trap? Yeah. It does sound a little bit like a trap, doesn't it? Anyway, and it goes from there. And Dawn actually is playing the computer, the artificial intelligence character. So
typecasting.
Yeah, well, she's got some experience playing robots. And there are other great shows, and I don't know what any of them are, and I might be able to find out by going to the Horror Festival panel, which I can't because I'm here. But if you'd like to know about some of the other shows that are going to happen at the Horror Festival, you could go to the panel and then come back, and when you came back, you'd be able to see the stuff that they're drawing, if you wanted. But in any case, the Horror Festival is a really terrific festival. It involves some absolutely gifted theatrical producers working in horror. Some of it's funny, some of it's very serious, some of it's very bloody. There's a company called Dangerous Productions that does amazing body horror work on stage, live, where they actually, pretty much all of their shows, they put plastic on the stage before the show starts so that they don't mess up the stage with all the blood that is going to happen. And obviously if you're not into that, don't go to the Dangerous Productions show. Don't do that one. There are other ones to do. But I bring it up because I think if you enjoy theater, this is a really different theatrical experience than is available in the Twin Cities. And I would be pushing for you to think about it, even if I didn't have a show in it. But it's more in the forefront of my mind because I'm working on a show for the Horror Festival right now, and because they're having a panel, and I'm like, hey, let's talk about the horror. Let's do a horror-themed piece of art. Hi, Dawn. How'd it go?
Great.
We were wondering about the fact that you had a camera following you when you were going to the bathroom.
No, perfect gentleman. I'm going to do that in a little bit.
Okay.
No, the upstairs panel said, hi. They rudely didn't give us anything back, which I thought was mean, but they said, please come to Horror Festival. And I did remind them not to eat the pancakes.
Did they have syrup?
They didn't have syrup either.
Did you point out that you're in the Horror Festival show?
No.
Oh.
But I am.
Well, I told them here, but I might have to go over for an exchange a little bit later.
Okay.
And say, oh, by the way, so you know, Dawn's in the Horror Festival show that I'm
Wait, Dawn's gonna go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I'm glad that you did that without fast following me with the camera. Yeah, that's good. So it's not that far, Dawn. It's that way.
She turned left.
She was. There's nothing that way. It's a. We've got this new hotel, and it's got its pluses and it's got its minuses. And those of us that have been to CONvergence for years missed certain aspects of that old hotel, and I do not blame you at all. And I could tell you all sorts of horror stories about how that old hotel and the management there treated us, and how we're where we are, and that's just what we've got. And we got to make the best of it, and we keep trying to figure out ways to make it better. But the one thing that I do not understand is there's no freaking reason why I can't walk out the door, turn left, and get to harmonic convergence, which is right over there. Who came up with that idea? It's a great idea if people have to walk all the way around the hotel to get to that function space. When all you had to do, I don't know. I just don't understand. When you're sitting there and what architect wouldn't go, well, we should probably just connect this here. That makes a lot of sense. And go, no, these people need to walk. They need to walk a lot to whatever zone. So effectively saying, well, I guess we've got to put something really important in this room over here because it's going to take a long time to get there. From almost anywhere else you are in this building. There's no other function space near where harmonic convergence is, except there is. It's right here. It's right here, and it can't get there, and I just don't understand it. But there's also no bathrooms that way, which is really where I was going with it. There's nothing useful if you turn left, except for a lot of hallway. A lot of hallway. And then there's like, I guess there's storage back there and stuff that hotel people need and whatever, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what their deal is. So let's talk a little bit about, I brought up the Horror Fest, but why don't we talk about horror and anything that y'all like about. When I talk about, I'm a comedy writer. It's what I do. I write comedy. I like comedy. But what I've always thought about horror is that horror and comedy are almost the same. Horror is just when whatever comic situation you came up with goes terribly, terribly wrong. And comedy is when it goes okay. It's like comedy is watching somebody fall into a manhole. Horror is not seeing it happen, but discovering their broken body a week later. And thinking about what happened for that week while they were at the bottom of that manhole. Or horror is them falling into the manhole, we didn't see it happen, but we do discover their body, which has been chewed up by something 2 hours later. And what did that? So,
didn't Mel Brooks say once that tragedy is when I stub my toe, and comedy is when you fall down a manhole and die?
It does sound like, yeah. Well, and the other quote is, comedy is tragedy plus time.
Yeah.
So horror is tragedy plus no time, I guess. So I guess for those of you that do enjoy horror, and I don't want to assume that you enjoy horror, but if you do enjoy horror, what do you like about it? What excites you about horror? I can say that I find slasher films boring because I don't want to watch a bunch of people who didn't really do anything wrong except be in the wrong place at the wrong time get killed. It's boring. I'm not interested. But there's a lot of other kinds of horror, psychological horror, that I find super fascinating.
Yes!
So, yeah, you had a hand up.
Usually whenever I do watch any kind of horror, I prefer the ones that sort of play out more like a whodunit.
A whodunit horror.
Yeah, so the first Scream movie, that was one of the first horror movies I ever actually ended up buying on DVD because, well, yeah, it had a lot of slasher elements, a lot of like jump scare moments. The movie was just who is the killer, and then in the end, there's actually kind of an insane reason, but some reason why they decided to kill all these people.
Right. So yeah, Scream plays with all the slasher film tropes to begin with, and it does it does do that whole thing of, well, who is the killer? And it's not like Friday the 13th Part 10. The killer is Jason again.
Spoilers.
I haven't seen that one yet.
I haven't either. Come on.
So what other? Yeah.
So the thing I like about horror movies is they have to keep the tension really high. So director, writer, and cinematographer have to keep everything really efficient and tight, and so there's not a lot of extraneous bullshit, and it's very focused as a movie.
You do. You have to keep it very tight. You got to keep it moving. Don't necessarily want to give the audience a chance to catch up.
Yeah, keep it super focused, like you were saying. That's a good one.
I have my favorite horror movies tend to be the ones with just exceptional actors in incredibly early roles in their life, and they just chew the hell out of the scenery in no good or apparent way. Just incredibly. Viggo Mortensen in the Prophecy, he played Satan, and he just dripped the whole time because he's like, no, that's the only way I can describe it. It's like,
Viggo Mortensen dripped.
He's oozing just everything he possibly can with no, it's the only special effect is like it's sort of a red filter on the light, but he's like, I was there when you, but Viggo Mortensen, it's Aragorn, but he's Satan, and it's one of those. Sorry.
No sorries. No, that's for real. We get tired after a while, especially when I have to run up 2 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
I'm not as young as I used to be yesterday.
Aren't the escalators working?
Yeah, but I didn't run up the escalators.
You could have just stood on them.
I did. I wrote it backward, like behind. I faced that.
It's all right. In about 10 minutes, I'm going to go over and I'll check in with them and say hi.
Great. We're going to change the subject then.
Okay.
In 10 minutes.
But you can do whatever you want when I'm gone.
I know.
Yeah. Trevor, hey, if anybody wants to see Trevor perform, he'll be in a show on Harmonic Convergence tonight at 10 p.m.
Why, Tim? Might you be in that show too?
I don't know. What band is it, Trevor? Oh, I'm in that band. That's right. Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
On topic for horror then. Excellent.
What I like about horror is I like thinking about what would happen if I were in that situation. Kind of not only desensitizes me to it, but it also lets me kind of think about how to get out of that kind of thing. So if I'm ever in a situation like that.
If you're ever being hunted by an unkillable ghost in a hockey mask.
In the woods and a cocaine bear is there.
You think you'll have an edge then? Okay.
I mean, who wouldn't have an edge if they thought about cocaine bear problems ahead of time? Yeah.
I like the rules that we all just agree on. The horror has a lot of those. And the subversion of those rules as well. One of my favorites is You Might Be the Killer, the movie. And they go through and the entire premise of the movie is the rules of horror. Those are always fun.
Like if a cat shows up, it's guaranteed jump scare? Like those kind of rules?
Well, it's based on a Twitter thread. The movie is based on a Twitter thread. And there's
You might be the killer.
You might be the
killer. Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Like, are you covered in blood? Do you have a weird, weapon with you? Is there a mask somewhere? Those kind of rules. I think you might be the killer.
You might be the killer.
You might be the
All
killer.
these people.
That could be the case, yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Don't feel bad about leaving.
You clearly don't. And that's okay too.
Ooh, these things are turning out cool.
Well,
But yeah, they're really, really good artists, so yeah.
And these
there's us.
they're really good
And then
cooks.
there's us.
They're really good.
They're fantastic.
Really good bakers.
And one of them's boozy.
Now you're they're doing filming. Okay.
Yes.
Do you have a different topic, or does anybody want to keep talking about horror? Because yeah.
Well, I was going to say we could talk about some of the other things that some of the other hobbies people picked up during the pandemic.
Oh, pandemic hobbies other than just kickstarting games.
I like that.
And making other people do all the work.
And doing puzzles, because we also talked about puzzles. What did you do?
So I picked up 3D printing.
3D printing?
And because I had to be weird about it. So I couldn't just take normal the STL files and just print them. I had to create mashups of things.
Okay, you created mashups of the files and you 3D printed stuff.
I was even gonna say, so like for example.
I can't go that far. I'm tired.
So I basically took some files from 40K, some werewolf files I found, and some Star Wars files to basically create a Noel Asmir gunsling.
That's really cool. You have to trust us because we're the only ones who can see it.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah, trust us, it's cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hand your phone around to a bunch of strangers.
And I know one idea I got a little inspired for this weekend was perhaps do like Necrons or like battle droids with Connie and Mark II heads. And that's
But we keep saying we want to have like Connie action figures.
Oh my god.
I have a 3D stand.
We don't have a 3D Connie.
There's one down in the lobby.
That's true. We do have a 3D Connie down in the lobby. And they've been changing her outfit all weekend. I think it's great. Does anybody else have any pandemic hobbies they picked up that you're like still doing? Or not, but yeah.
I picked up gardening.
Gardening's a great one.
I had no idea I was good at it. Apparently I am.
And what you grow, like vegetables, flowers?
Oh, everything.
Everything, you grow everything.
Yeah, I was super bored.
You were super bored.
Do you do
Not quite everything, not till August 1st.
There you go.
Do you do herb gardening and not different, like basil over the winter and stuff? Sure.
That's really cool.
Yeah, the pandemic hobby I picked up was writing people.
Yeah, it's nice.
Because there was a certain individual who was, let's just say, in charge of our country, who suggested that perhaps voting by mail was not trustworthy, in spite of the fact that the last I checked, the post office is actually a federal institution that this individual, in theory, was in charge of. Nonetheless, so he said you shouldn't be voting by mail. Voting mail isn't reliable, and it actually was hurting the post office. People were like not using the post office, and it's already been a problem. So I was like, screw it, I will single-handedly save the post office, because it was the pandemic, and you come up with these grand ideas that are dumb. And so I was like, I can't just buy stamps, I have to use stamps, so I will buy more. So since May 29th, 2020, I have written a letter a day to people. I literally on Facebook, I'm like, hey, I'm almost done with my list. Let me know if you want to receive a letter. And I just go down the list. I send, every Sunday I write a letter to my brother and sister-in-law who live in San Francisco.
Close.
It's close.
Close.
Every now and again I'll write birthday cards to people. Every now and again I'll write, if somebody gives me a gift or something, I'll mail them a thank you card, because it's just a way to keep buying stamps. Because I don't just want to have a big old folder filled with stamps. I want the stamps to go into the mail. And I got very excited about it. Like when I go on a trip, I will be looking for blank note cards because they are frighteningly difficult to find. By the way, if you want note cards, if you want blank note cards, you want to know where you should not go? Disney World. They don't have any. You know what else they don't have at Disney World? Postcards.
I noticed that.
They don't have.
Where?
So, moral of the story, I happened to live in Florida during the pandemic, and Disney World was the only place in Florida that took COVID seriously. So, I was the person that went to Disney World during COVID. And
That's cool. Good for you.
We own that on our souls. Anyway, if you go to the Star Wars land, you can spend $10 on maybe it's only, if you're willing to spend between $1 and $2 a postcard, you can get Star Wars individual planet-themed postcards, but there's exactly one store in Galaxy Quest or whatever.
Oh my God,
we'll do it.
Galaxy's Edge. Okay, come on.
So, should you...
But which store was it?
I'm pretty sure, I know it's in the bazaar area.
It's in the bazaar.
And they used to have those, but they don't anymore.
Because I was just there in April and I looked.
No.
Yeah.
It used to be next to the one that had all of the little Galaxy pets. That
Yep, that's exactly the store I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, it was next door to it. So, and they were hidden in the went back again because I had nothing, well,
Yeah.
this was my band at Hyatt.
Yeah, and that's a fine, and so, yeah, I could not find anything. I couldn't find any blank note cards. So the last time I went to Disney World, I ordered some online. And I ordered some postcards online that I could send to people from Disney World, even though I did not buy them there.
I had this guy, like when I lived in an apartment building, and the guy down the hall, he was adorably cute. Like he would leave his keys in the doorknob and stuff, and I'd just knock on his door. I was like, Phil, you left your stuff. My goal was always to send him the weirdest postcards from the places I went to, like the 3 women's butts and thongs on the beach. And I would just send him all of these. And he'd be like, oh, you sent me this weird postcard. Like, yeah.
You can just send anything that's postcard shaped. It doesn't have to be an official postcard.
You're right, it doesn't have to be, and yet they didn't even have those. They don't even have those that you can get that aren't very expensive.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Anything that's that shape, it's like $4 or $5 for an individual card, and I'm not willing to send those to anybody except my mom. So, but I do. I whenever I'm on a trip, I send about 3 postcards a day.
That's
just
so cool.
To people whose addresses I have.
So what I'm hearing here is in 2023, when people ask themselves every day, do we still have a post office?
That's because
they
of
should
me.
think, yes.
Yes.
And then they think, then they should say, thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
And the best way to thank you is by sending you a thank you card.
Yes.
So give everyone your home address, Tim.
Yeah, my phone number. Yeah, but I won't give you my. But if I send you something, if I send you a card in the mail, it will have my return address on it. So I'm just saying. How are we doing as far as how's everybody doing with their work? It looks like Chris is done. Looks like Danielle's still working. Because I want to take one of these up and show it at the horror festival panel. And so we're almost ready. How are you doing over here with your horror pancakes?
Oh, we got bunches. Bunches of pancakes.
They are not out of dough yet. Okay. Why don't we start with Chris, because it looks like Danielle and Lauren are basically finishing up. Am I right that you're just finishing up? Okay, but Chris has finished. So,
Zombie Connie!
Zombie Connie, which we all know is just Connie cosplaying a zombie.
Well, yeah.
That's real.
But she can do it. She can just tear off her own arm.
Connie goes hardcore in the name of cosplay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at that red shirt cosplay she does.
Yeah. I was so happy. For anyone that was at opening ceremony, that incorporated a drawing I did over 20 years ago of Connie wearing a red shirt, and she's just horrible battle damage. She's gone from the waist down. She's got an arm missing. And it got a nice laugh, and I was just so happy. It's like, I did this piece of art 20 years ago, and 20 years later, it got another laugh. Yes. Recycling, everybody, recycling.
Okay, so are you ready, Danielle?
Yeah, it's still a little wet.
It's still a little wet, okay.
Because it's got blood on it. So you might want to hold it kind of horizontally.
Okay. We'll have to let it dry a little bit. But why? Oh, that's is that like an impaled unicorn or?
Well, it's going to be a My Little Pony, but.
It was going to be a My Little Pony. But
Cutie mark because I didn't know what to put on it.
oh, it doesn't have a cutie mark yet. But I'm sure that Danielle will finish that before the auction tonight.
It's a young.
And I'm just holding it flat so I don't make it drip. But
Oh, cool. I love it.
all right. Okay. All right, are you ready, Lauren? That's fine.
There's not a lot of space on this side.
This is an excuse to draw my favorite D&D monster.
Oh.
It's a chittering monstrosity.
It's
It's basically made of guts.
It's their favorite D&D monster, the chittering, what is it again?
Monstrosity.
The chittering monstrosity, which is a weird-ass D&D monster. It really is. But it's like, yeah, it's basically what H.P. Lovecraft thought of before Cthulhu. And he's like, I think I need to make it a little less creepy.
It looks like chewed bubblegum with abandonment issues.
Yeah, it's like some sort of bubblegum that will devour your soul a little bit. So.
The triggering beast.
And then there's going to be about. And then there's going to be about 20 pancakes. So here, let me. I'll come over here in just a second. I'm going to give them the microphone, so they can describe what they've done in pancake form.
Where do you want to start? Okay. I did Jason Voorhees. I did Frankenstein's monster. Pennywise the clown. Made the balloon. And Jigsaw from the Saw movies.
Wow.
And we have a chalk outline murder scene. We have a dead facehugger from Alien. We have Trump with a chainsaw in his mouth. And we have a cute little Cthulhu.
All right, and that gives me a great idea for what our final challenge is going to be. Y'all have been doing great. But here's my final challenge for you as we work through the last part of our panel. I'm going to take, I think I might take the Cthulhu pancake up to the Horror Festival panel while we're doing this. What I would like you to do, based on that Cthulhu pancake, is I want you to do a drawing of something that is very cute, but shouldn't be cute.
Done.
Or a pancake, or something that's not Cthulhu, it's too late, you've already done that. You have to start, oh, this one's still warm. Something else, very cute, but it's not something that should be cute. Does that make sense? Yes. Artist, does that make sense? You're thinking, okay. So, and Dawn, I'm going to leave this to you because I'm going to run up the Horror Festival panel. And,
You better run.
Yeah, well, I will, but first I got to put my mask on because,
And how much time do they have on this?
Well, how much time do we have left?
I don't know.
We're going to give them 20 minutes.
20 minutes!
Did
Just
you
get
want any
someone
other
watch time for me, please, because I'm really bad at
Want
it.
any others?
Oh,
Do you
what else? Here, give me the...
The other Horror Fest panel is, oh my gosh, why are we working with people that keep bringing us pancakes? Like, that we can't eat pancakes.
That would be a very interesting plot.
Okay, bye Tim.
I'll be back, I'll see you in a bit.
It's on level 4. All right, so, I'm sorry, oh, thank you so much for saying it. Well, now the panel is ours.
Archive the videos after the fact.
Do we archive the videos?
Yeah, because last year I had COVID, so I had to watch virtually, and I couldn't get any of the virtual stuff to work.
Oh no, I have no idea. I'm just a puppeteer. You don't know.
So this year I'm looking at all the video cameras, because of course beforehand I never thought about it. It's like, do we even have tape in them, or do they even still use tape?
It's kind of like the Disney Vault.
Yeah.
It's not very useful, but it gets stored away forever somewhere.
I know some of it ends up going to a YouTube channel. I don't know the ins and outs of how they prioritize things or any of that. You'd have to talk to somebody involved with CBGTV or our AV department.
Because even when we were running, I was promised that a lot of stuff would be edited. So let's hope that's the truth. I don't know how long it takes. What are you working on? Tell us about that. You're working on a sweater that's really pretty. And what type, are you using any of like the fancy con stuff?
No.
I didn't know.
This is from yard shop that's local from Minneapolis called Steve and Me.
Oh, Steve and Me, I know that.
So I like to see what happens when creative children have very supportive parents, is you get shops like Creative Me.
That's beautiful.
It's
really pretty. And is the sleeve already done on that one side?
Yeah. And
Oh, that's,
So I put it
think there was some.
but that's a cute to have like so big and that's kind of like the little slouchy like neckline. That's cute. Addy, make that in your shop.
Iron Artist.
So then the Snake and Bear, there's always a creative competition, so I always enter things.
Oh, and have you ever won anything in the state fair
I've gotten
competitions?
second place.
Second place is awesome.
It's very good, especially when there's only 2 people in the category.
When there's two, what category did you go for that you took second place, last place?
Crochet non-humanoid dolls.
Crocheted non-humanoid dolls.
But now, like oh, there's more pancakes. Do you have more pancakes?
Yeah, hi. Hi, it's part of the Art Impossible Cultural Exchange. We just did a horror challenge. So we've got an adorable Cthulhu pancake for you. There you go, there you go.
We have skulls that were brought earlier.
And a Pennywise pancake with a balloon.
Oh no, that's scary. I don't want the clown near me.
So I told them about my show back at the other panel, but I don't know about any of the other shows. So is there something you should tell that I should know about that I can take back to the people at the other panel?
About the shows?
About something at Horror Fest that they want to know about.
Oh my goodness. They should know that we're gonna have blood and also things that aren't so bloody. And we also have music and sci-fi and everything represented in the festival this year. There's creature features too.
Creature features too?
Yes.
Okay.
Several.
All right. I'm putting on my mask. I'm like, I gotta go. Bye.
I had a cactus and I added roots, which were the legs, and I convinced them that
Yeah,
the
I know, I'm
arms
trying
were
to
the
come up with
were the arms. Yeah.
I don't have a good one. I'm sorry.
Congratulations on second place. I actually submitted chocolate chip cookies to the state fair. And I love my chocolate chip cookies, but apparently they only rank the top 35. So I'm assuming I was 36.
The baking competitions are like scarily competitive.
Yeah, they.
So is creative, like a lot of the creative activities is really because I do doll clothes for creative activities.
You do doll clothes for the state fair, creative activities? That's amazing. And that's ranked as well? It's competition? And what place have you taken? 36?
The first year I had 3rd place.
You had 3rd place?
And then the last year I didn't rank at all.
Oh.
It was disappointing.
They're lost that you didn't rank. Now, my favorite part though is that my sister, who's like super mom, has like 3 babies, and she would like take their Girl Scout projects and stick them in the state fair, and then like if they would win something, then we'd all have to go and look at it. But the prizes were like $2.75 for getting.
They don't give out $dollar prizes anymore.
They don't give out
Depends on
the category?
Yeah.
But I just thought it was so cute. It's like, oh, thank you. I got my badge and like my $2.75. Why don't you just keep that? That's okay.
It's probably her art, to make you feel better, it's probably her art teacher that's actually turning them in.
No, it's actually her mom.
Really?
Yeah, it's my sister. Yeah.
I have a bunch of friends who are art teachers. Like, I have to help them take everything to the state fair too, because it's...
But that's kind of neat to see an art teacher kind of shove all that stuff. I mean, they gotta get rid of it somehow. Right?
I didn't even know parents could enter it. I thought it had to be.
No.
So cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And what are you cross-stitching over here?
Oh, it's eventually going to be...
I already like the way this is going.
No, the OG Star Wars poster.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The OG Star Wars poster?
Yeah, it's very much at the start of the process.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And you're working on black?
Yes.
Which I hate working
Oh,
on
I do
black.
too.
Okay, it's not just me.
Travel project, because my whole project is actually a Pokemon one. It's like all the original 151. It's like giant.
That would have to be giant to be all the Pokemon.
Yeah.
We didn't go through your stuff, don't worry.
So, yeah. That's my wallet.
Yeah, no, we didn't go through any of it. Don't open it up until you leave. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Oh, it'd probably be Tim Wick. His little heart just went. That's a lot of running for Tim. No, that's really cool. And the doing all the Pokemon.
Yeah, it's going to take, I've seen people say that it takes them like multiple years to finish it.
Whoa, multiple years.
So, yeah, I do that mainly because, but I like to have a project.
That's really smart
Yeah.
to have a project you travel with.
Because there it's just like, it's not doable.
No, that thing's way too big. It's got to be way too big.
Yeah, it's very big. I'll be sitting and doing it for like an hour, and I'm like, oh no, that was not a lot. Not a lot of crowd.
Jogging is dumb.
How you doing, Tim?
Great.
Yeah. So did you stand on the escalator or did you take the stairs?
I jogged between floors. But there were people in front of me. So,
so you just dropped in place?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be annoying at all. Good job. How did they like their pancakes?
They were very appreciative of pancakes. They said that the horror festival, there's going to be music at the horror festival this year.
Nice.
And there's going to be apparently blood and guts.
In your show, for sure.
Old-time monster movie stuff. So, yeah.
Future Features? Is Hot Dog Chocolate Media, whatever they're called, coming back?
Well, Team Uran was on the panel, so there's...
Something.
No, like, that's not Hot Chocolate Media, that's...
I thought it was Hot Dog Chocolate Media. It's not?
Anyway, not that. Not that.
Hot Dog Chocolate sounds like a horror film.
Hot Dog Chocolate, no. No, thank you.
No. Okay, well that's awesome. We were talking about people's projects that they're working on, because everyone's got some good stuff.
Oh, good.
What's this? What are you making?
A blanket that is due in 2 months.
A blanket that's due in 2 months. How big is the blanket going to be?
I don't know.
People size? Baby size?
People. It's a
Chinchilla.
wedding
It's a
present.
Oh, it's a wedding present.
Because if you don't know how big it has to be, it could be done right now.
That's what I was thinking. It's like a great blanket for a snake, because it's just, long and thin.
I don't think they have a snake though.
Oh, you should give him a snake as a wedding present. Here's a snake and here's his banky. He's moving in.
I got you a snake, and I already got you an accessory. Yeah. Or a snake accessory.
Do you want to see the super cool thing that I got at dealers?
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean aside from the birthday present that you already showed us, or?
Oh, no, I got other cool things.
Oh. I haven't been in the dealer's room yet for the weekend.
This was my day, and I figured it was my birthday, so I was going to show everybody my loot. Okay, so first of all, there is a place actually selling Pokeballs for $1.
Ooh.
Here's the deal. Oh, shoot. Let's try this again. That's it. Yeah! Where's my Pokemon? Where is it? He went all the way over here?
I think
Oh
you.
my god, I see these little Pokemon inside it.
I think you broke the Pokeball.
Yeah, you're supposed to break the Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Because that's how you get the Pokemon out. Isn't that
Well,
correct?
hang on. I want to try something.
Okay.
Who's that Pokemon? No.
Yay! Pokemon came out.
Auction that off in 2 hours?
Oh, Lord.
No, the pancakes don't get auctioned off.
Pancakes are
Should
gonna...
auction off the
Pancakes.
pancakes.
Yeah, the pancakes are. You only get to enjoy them here. Nobody gets to take
Who's
them
that
home.
Pokemon?
There's an office people up the street. You can just laminate them.
Who is this Pokemon?
Oh, that's Miltank.
Miltank? Yeah, it's got nips.
Yep.
It's got nip naps. Miltank. It's a cow Pokemon. I've learned so much
It's
today.
alarming.
It's a what?
It's alarming.
It is alarming. I guess I have milk now. That's nice. Oh, hold on. I can actually put it. Yeah! I'm accessorized. Okay, so,
Do you have other Pokemon in your Pokeball?
I do not have any other Pokemon in my Pokeballs, just because I don't have any other.
You're really poor trainer.
Yeah, I'm out catching them right now, is what I'm doing.
It's better than Ash Ketchum. He never got the milk thing. His ass got kicked by it.
Oh my god, that'd be embarrassing.
What else did you get, Don?
He got his ass kicked by the nipple Pokemon. Okay. Check out these dice.
Oh my goodness.
They actually have like glitter inside them. So they swirl and stuff when you roll them. It's just so pretty. I know, isn't that pretty?
Very fun.
Yeah, they just have like glitter liquid inside or something. I don't know what else to call it. Yeah, but like, and what I really like too is that the numbers are super big. Because now I'm older, it's easier to see the numbers now. Fun, don't get old. Just don't get old.
When I was in my teens, They did some reprints of old DC comic books in this digest size. So anyone my age that's a comic fan remember these? Anyway, it's like this comic book that was originally published at this size, reprinted at this size, and I had a shoebox full of them. I loved them. And I found that box recently and I was like, how did I read these?
Yeah, I had a bunch of those, Spider-Man. I had like probably the first 2-3 years of Spider-Man in the little digest versions. That I also, I don't think that I have them anymore, but if I did, I would not be able to read them.
No.
In fact, I would like to see them reproduce those in old person versions. So
those are called the Treasury editions. The
Treasury editions.
One of my 17 reprints.
Of course you know that.
And my
It's a
last,
thing.
because again, it's my birthday, so I had to
Yeah.
this out. It's a handmade little Korok dude. Like, and they're like actually making these in
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
She dyes the fabric as well. She dyed that fabric.
Oh yeah. I mean, the person who's creating the fabric, dyeing it, and is actually hand stitching these downstairs right now. And I just perish because I love Korok so much. I think they're so cute. Anyways, he's sad. He's got a sad face, but I love him. He's cute. And I'm gonna put him up on my high boy so the cats can't get him. Otherwise, he'll be a very expensive cat toy.
Yeah. I have a cat that definitely, if I got one of those, it wouldn't matter where I put it. That cat would find a way to get it.
Oh, jeez.
Lemon juice. They don't like lemon juice.
You say that, and I don't believe that about this cat. This one cat.
Which cat is it?
It's Keely.
Oh,
Keely,
yeah.
she's, if there's a toy, you cannot convince her that it is not hers. And lemon juice, I'm not saying I wouldn't try it, I'm just saying I don't think it would work. Not with this cat. But if it did, then maybe I could have my own Korok. But,
Dawn, do you want to see Miltank in Pokemon Go?
Yes.
It's even more alarming.
I don't, oh my god, it's not animated, right? They're not like...
Yes, it is.
It is.
Artist, you have about 7 minutes left.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Is this the last one?
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes, this is the last one.
I'm not okay. That actually makes me... Oh, that makes
That-
me
that
wildly
made it worse.
uncomfortable.
There might be one of those in one of the Pokemon balls around your waist right now, Don.
Miltank?
Might be.
Right there.
Oh yeah, see there is one.
Yeah.
In the Pokemon ball around your
Well, if
waist.
someone wants to trade Pokemon, let me know. I got the Nip-Nup one. Seriously. They're like, no, but they're animated separately. It's a game.
They're what?
No, the Nip-Nups are going like, woo.
I'm trying to find it again.
I mean, it's really disturbing.
Oh, God, I'm an idiot. I haven't played this game in like months.
Yeah, but it finally paid off. You can totally disturb me with it.
And here comes Fest with another,
Oh,
or is this for me?
see? Look at them all go! I mean, it's like they have like separate servos in them or something. I mean, those
That's
things are
kind of
just going to
I
town.
mean, yeah, it's supposed to be kind of a cow or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, can you imagine getting through doors?
But are they
Yeah, you're gonna be like.
are they a milk type? Is there
Context. What happened?
Someone put it back over here.
Oh, damn.
I was just I had thrown it on the ground, so
Those are really.
Now we want to make it.
Okay, I think this, I almost called a milk toast. What's his name again? Miltank.
It's
Like,
a milk cow.
it's a milk cow type.
it is, yeah.
But I
I
think
mean,
that
pretty
one
clear.
already wins the thing that's supposed to be cute, but turned out horrible.
Yeah, well, if we had another round, we could do that. Something that was supposed to be cute, but was in
Sweet milk
fact
is enjoyed by
horrifying
children
and
and
awful.
grown-ups alike.
No.
But,
It's
But we don't.
sweet
We've only got
milk.
one more thing to
That's how
do,
they
so.
described it. Sweet milk.
Is there any way we can get a pancake version of that?
I bet we can ask for a pancake version of that, but I mean,
They've got 7 minutes.
they got. Wow, we'll take 4 minutes and 39 seconds we technically have.
Yeah, and then we're gonna call it. It's gonna be the last.
Yeah.
For those of you that have been here for most of the entire show, we appreciate it. I know it's a long one. We always start out with a lot of people, and then people are like, yeah, I've been here for an hour. I can go.
Yeah,
I
and
can
that's
go.
totally cool.
Yeah,
That's very
yeah.
cool.
We don't take it personally anymore.
It's touching me.
It's in the Pokeball. It's not touching you. It's just.
I'm sorry and or not.
No,
Here, let me see the little itty. I want to see the
gratefully horrified.
because I didn't realize. I just saw it on the floor. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yes, guys, it's cold in here.
Does everybody? How many people have volunteered enough to get a T-shirt this year at the convention?
This year's t-shirt or last year's?
This year's T-shirt, the volunteer shirt. No, you still have time. You still have time.
You do.
Convergence can't function without volunteers. And you know, we say that, and we absolutely. I always feel like we also can't function without people who just show up. So if you're like, screw it, this is my weekend off. I don't want to work. I get that.
Legitimate.
I do. But if you are willing to work for even a couple hours, it helps so much. So much.
It was kind of cool. This time I actually, I almost said navigated. I'm getting there. Volunteered at Slouch on Wednesday. And that was really kind of fun to start with building all the things and then to see all the things in the places once it's all done. Like, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'll be moving couches for Cinema Rex on Monday because almost nobody shows up to move couches on Monday.
Those couches. Those were so happy I did that last year.
9-to-5 job.
Well, right, and you do have a 9-to-5 job, and that's totally reasonable. I mean, we need people never.
I'm like, my boss is pretty okay with it, but not quite that okay.
No, you have to pay your rent. I mean, that's important.
Because if you can't pay your rent, then you can't buy a membership to
buy a
Convergence.
badge. Yeah, so no, don't feel bad, but I mean, just extra love to your volunteers is always
I
fun.
am going to remind you the best way to save money on Convergence is to buy your badge before you leave. Because it's $85 this weekend.
Where do you go to buy it?
Registration.
Where do you go to buy it?
Or online. You can go online and register for next year. And as long as you register before the end of the weekend, it's $85. So by contrast, the day passes that we just introduced this year were $75, which means you can get the entire weekend for $10 more than a day pass. And you're like, wow, that day pass is awful expensive. Yes, it is. We want you here all weekend. We really want you here all weekend. And the way we want to convince you of that is you come here for a day and it's like, give us another $10 and you don't have to pick a day next year. You can, oh, look, it's a pear.
Oh, I wonder who that came from. The person who likes all the pears, maybe.
I don't understand how you steal pears from Constable. You understand that they are given to you freely.
Yeah, but I like take more than is probably my share so I can make tarts at home.
The only thing wrong with that is that you haven't brought pear tarts to Art Impossible
They're
yet.
never ready at con. You have to wait like a week before it's ready.
Oh, pear tarts.
Pear tarts. So next week.
So it's like you're getting a taste of con a week
bring
later.
Them to the volunteer party in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Pear tarts.
I have to admit, I do like taking some like the candies from Cinema Rex, and then I save it for about a month, and then I'm like, yay, Convergence!
Something is wrong with the horror conversation has damaged my brain.
That's what damaged your brain?
Because I'm hearing pear tarts and it's being translated in my brain as parrot hearts.
Parrot hearts?
Yes,
I don't know why you would want parrot hearts.
But you have to wait a week.
We have to wait a week
so
for
they're
ready.
soft enough. Wowie, wow.
All right, I'm just making a note of our last challenge, and then then it'll be time once I make this note.
I don't know how they're actually making pancakes that I can actually like identify. And like I walk up to there it is, the Nip-Nop Pokemon.
Oh no.
Yeah, it exists, and what was that?
Is it done already?
The Nip-Nop Pokemon pancake. It's hard to say.
Milk.
Yeah.
Milk something.
Oh.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. I mean,
Oh, it's time.
it's
Sam.
time.
Thank you so much.
It's time. I thought we were about there. All right. Why don't we do? I don't think we've done Lauren going first. So Lauren, challenge was something cute that shouldn't be cute.
We got Goblin Warrior. Oh!
It's a really cute goblin warrior.
Really fuzzy ears, and he's got ears on his string around his neck, and he's got hairy arms.
And he looks cranky about being cute. He's like, I can't believe how cute I am. Look at how adorable I am. This is annoying. Grr. All right.
Oh, he's so got hair coming off his feet.
Chris?
He's so cute.
Oh, he's got big cute eyes, and he's got a big cute smile. You know, it's the Norris spider head from The Thing.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely qualifies as something cute. It is very cute. Just the little happy eyes and happy smiley mouth. Look at how cheerful he is.
Yeah, when that goes around, make sure it gets to Melissa. Oh,
Yeah. Okay, Danielle, what do we have?
The dune sandworm, I put a bow on it.
It's a dune sandworm with a bow on it. The dune sandworm with a bow on it. I'll take this and we will bring these around.
In 80s cartoons, that would be how you code it as being a girl sandworm.
All right, and now you have to describe your things that are cute that shouldn't be cute.
So we've got a molar. We've got a hippo head. Because hippos are cute and fucking mean.
They are very. We have an orca just because I wanted to make an orca.
Also cute and mean.
Yeah. And of course, milk tank. And I made a cute pancake.
It's just a pancake.
It's cute. It's just a cute pancake.
Just a cute pancake.
Made out of pancake.
5 pancakes, 4 pancakes.
Molar has blood on it. Yes.
Just extracted.
Oh wow, they got at least 2 of them. That's good. Oh, what? My favorite part about the cute hippo is just it's all teeth and like mouth. And it was like, oh, you don't want to see those things that close. Wow. Oh my gosh, artists, thank you so much for helping us out with Art Impossible today. This has been
There's
so
a
much
cute
fun.
sandworm.
Sandworm.
And the cute Norris head.
And again, you can bid on
It's so cute.
the
Now
art
it's lighted on fire so it
GPS.
doesn't kill anything
So
else.
how do people bid on the art for GPS? Do they just go over to the bidding area?
It's online.
It's online. Thank you for helping me. Yeah. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, I think it's the live auction.
Oh, live auction to show up.
It's a live auction for the art in the show, yeah.
Thank you. Live auction for the art of the show.
It'll be at the live art auction, which is
In
going to
this
be in this
room?
room in a couple hours.
It's oh my god. Okay. That just shows where my
And
brain is.
you're bidding on the full slate for each artist. So
You bid on everything for Chris, or everything for Danielle, or everything for Lauren. Now, are you going to do it where like top bid gets first choice, second bid gets second choice, and third bid gets third choice, or are you just doing bid on each group?
That's a great question, and I don't have the answers.
All right, well, they'll find out when they go to the auction, won't they? Yes, they will. It is happening in this room in just a couple of hours. Everybody, please, can we give one more round of applause to Danielle, Pebbles, Krosnowski, Lauren, Addy, and Melissa, Kaercher, and Jerry Belich. Thanks for coming to Art Impossible. Of course, thank you to Dawn for sharing her birthday with us today.